Hello folks, hopefully you can hear me, hopefully you can see me, hopefully this goes well. My mic is in a weird place today, so I'm hoping you can hear it. If not, please let me know, I'll reposition it. But hello, how's everyone doing today? Are you well? Are you good? Today I'm going to be doing a cheeky little bit of artwork. We're going to be looking at some Blender practice. So I'm new to Blender, I've not used it very much at all. But you know, I'm trying. I'm trying to learn to use it because it looks like a really powerful tool. It's got a lot stronger over the past few years by the looks of it. It used to be a good tool but had a lot of problems. Now it seems like it's a very, very good tool with a couple of problems. So yeah, I want to get into it. I want to learn it. I want to adapt to the new ways. So one of the things we're going to be doing today, I will quickly show you the reference board. Where is it? Still getting used to the stream and stuff again. Reference is this one. Where is it? That one. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, you can see that. Cool. So, basically, we're making a bedroom that is going to be a music producers, like a home producer's bedroom, if that makes sense. I've got a friend who goes by Down a Space Ring online. They make music, and they are thinking of starting to stream music streams as like a VTuber thing. So, like a dinosaur avatar kind of thing. It's a long story, but basically you can ask them when they start streaming. But they've asked me to have a look at doing their scenes for the streams. So I thought it'd be a cool little project to do to try and get some practice in Blender, trying to get used to it again. I've only used it a little bit, and that was a long time ago, like about 6 months to a year ago maybe. So I remember having great fun with it, and I took a bunch of notes back in the day. So hopefully these notes will be useful. Hopefully we'll get something going on with it. I had a very, very quick go last night just to try and not be completely cold with it, because that would be a boring stream of me going, what does this button do? Now, granted, there's going to be a lot of what does this button do, but, you know, now you expect it. That tower looks a bit wonky behind you. That's your tower, lady. You can fix it yourself. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So let's have a look at this scene. Where is it? This one, that one, that one. Boom, look at that. I'm a professional, folks. You can see the scene. That is a good start. Look at this. It moves and everything. Ooh. Okay, so this is us today. So basically, this is what I've got so far. We've got the idea for the scene, right? Oh, God. Here we go. See, getting used to Blender again. Yeah, the idea for the scene is that basically this is going to be Dino's bedroom. You can see my mouse, yeah? Yeah, so the idea is that there'd be like a podium thing, like for Dino's intro to the stream. He was thinking like Code Miko kind of thing, like a big grand entrance, but obviously not as cool as that, but similar kind of thing. So there'd be like a sort of a platform stage tube thing, so the dry ice and whatnot, and then he'd just emerge from the front. Well, let's see. I think the idea was he basically wakes up in the bed, rushes off downstairs with to be like a stairway down here through the door. Then he'd come emerging through this little stage from the basement, all cool as cucumber. You know, with lasers and stuff. Then he'd go and sit at the computer there, and then it would cut to his VTuber avatar with the stream in the background. Pretty cool concept, pretty ambitious. It's a lot of work, but you know what? It's a good little challenge for a bit of Blender practice for me. So I thought it'd be pretty cool. So yeah, last night, a couple of weeks ago, I went in and I blocked out just the really simple shapes, you know, to get a gist of what's going on. Because you can see these obviously aren't final shapes. They're just, you know, screen boxes to represent the screens. A box for the PC, another one for the mini fridge. So last night I came in and as a little bit of practice, I put a bunch of books on the shelf, nothing fancy, and I did these sort of like hexagon panels on the walls, which I think would be pretty cool because you can see on my reference, which I've lost. Where the hell's my reference gone? There it is. Yeah, you can see from my reference. Let me leave this on the screen as well. Yeah, you can see it's this basically. So it could be kind of like a cool like light panels, but in music production it's also kind of like sound dampening stuff. Speaking of music production, it probably would have some monitor speakers on the counter here, so we'll probably move everything along, put some monitor speakers on there. It'll be very cool. Right, okay, so let's see what we're going to do today. So I think let's just start right off with that then. Like I said, I'm very, very new to Blender. I'm very experienced with Maya. I'm quite experienced with 3ds Max. Blender is very new to me, so you have to apologise if I act like quite a noob in it. That's because I am, and that's fine. You know, sometimes you've got to learn new tools and it's fine to be a complete noob at something, even if you're quite an experienced person. I've got almost 10 years in the industry now. That doesn't mean I'm not a noob sometimes. So yeah, we're going to move this across a little bit. I'm going to move his chair over, which again is just a bunch of pieces put together. Let me see, are these grouped up? Yeah, so there is a group for chair. There it is. Can I grab this? Is there a way of grabbing the whole group? See, stuff like this is ridiculous. Select objects. There we go. Look at that. The lad's a genius. Alright, so yeah, we just move that over there. And now that's bought us some space here and here for some monitor speakers. Now, if you don't know what monitor speakers are, I will show you. Let's quickly go to Google. Monitor speakers. Basically, they are... Oh god, hopefully nothing weird comes up. Yeah, they're these speakers here. So you have them sort of ear level when you're working. And they're basically speakers that don't have any kind of enhancements or changes to them. Because usually, when you get speakers for like stereos and that kind of stuff, you normally get kind of adjustments and changes made to the speakers to give it like the optimal sound quality. But when you're producing the music, you want to hear it raw. You want to hear it as basic as possible because you're creating what it is. So you don't want to give yourself like a false sense of awesome, you know, if they've tweaked some settings or whatever. So yeah, basically these little guys, these are the most common ones that I see, these little yellow fellas, so probably make them. So whilst we're here, we're going to grab that image and whack it on our reference board because we are good. Boof. So yeah, let's get a bit sensible with this as well. Let's start categorizing some stuff. I like to go a little reference crazy, so there's quite a few things here. Room general. Yeah, so my mate Dino very kindly asked me if I would be willing to help out. Obviously free of charge, because it's just a little practice for me for Blender. But asked me if I would be willing to help out. With the scenes and stuff. I thought that'd be a really cool challenge. So they kind of left me to see where we go with it. You know, to give the kind of the general art direction of the scene and the environments and stuff. So I really appreciate the opportunity to do something like this because it is quite a cool concept, and hopefully we can pull it off because it is quite ambitious. But you know, you don't know if you don't try it, do you? So yeah, we've got some reference going. We've got you can see here we've got a bunch of different styles. I thought, hopefully you can hear me when I look over here, by the way. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to get a bunch of different examples of gamer rooms and production rooms and that kind of stuff, just to get a general vibe for the kind of the cool aesthetic. I know it's kind of cliche to say like a cool aesthetic, but you know what I mean. The generic kind of Twitch streamer, flashy aesthetic. We kind of want Dino to steer into that a bit, so to go with the cliche, you know, to sort of kind of, if you think about like with Dr. Disrespect, if you ever watch his stuff, he knows he's an over-the-top character. He sort of steers into the sort of arseholic side of his attitudes. You know, that's kind of the point. And it'd be a similar kind of thing with Dino, where he knows he's a cool music producer, and you know he makes just the best songs you can ever imagine. Like he's got a big ego and stuff. So we want to steer into that. We wanted to give him the coolest producer bedroom going, but at the same time he's still just in a bedroom. You know what I mean? So we keep him humble but cool at the same time. Over there, that's like 10 centimeters from the mic. That is okay. All right, cool. I'm just checking, you know, because I'm changing direction, you see. So this, you know, it's a cardioid mic. So this is the premium location for the voices. And then over here is not so good. So I'm just checking. But as long as you can hear, that's fine. That's what we need to know. So, yeah, what was I doing? Monitor speakers. So let's just quickly block in some sort of box to represent the monitor speakers. Oh, wait, I'm showing you the bedrooms, aren't I? Yeah, so we've got a few different examples here of different kinds of... Let's move it here so I don't look like I'm crazy. Oh, wait, no. You can see it twice then. All right, never mind. Yeah, so different kind of examples, maybe like a bare brick wall, or, you know, a brick wallpaper wall with panels on it and headphones and stuff. Or, you know, maybe I like this idea of having panels sort of coat the corner. I thought that would look pretty cool. Maybe, you know, along here, coming down by the shelves. You know, we've got loads of choices, but last night I went in and I quickly just added these hexagons to give that kind of example of the kind of thing we're going for. This is absolutely not going to be the last version of that model. It's just something to represent. Because at the moment, this is what you'd call the blocking out phase. This is just roughly getting shapes in where you want them and, you know, see how it goes. You don't even know if you can hear a difference. Good. Okay, that's perfect. We have high qualitas microphones in this building. That's good to know. Alright, so Yeah, and hopefully the camera's not all super laggy and stuff. I know this one likes to get quite laggy sometimes, so if that starts happening, please let me know. Yeah, so we've got different examples here. We've got maybe the edge lighting that could be a cool touch. One thing I was looking at when I initially blocked this out ages ago, you can see, I don't know if you can see here, there's like a groove I've put in the actual ceiling. It's kind of hard to tell like that, but wait, how to turn x-rays on again? This is how noob I am sometimes. I forget how to actually wireframe. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see, there's like sort of the roof's been kind of inset with a little rim around it. So I thought the idea would be to have some kind of nice lighting inside that rim, you know, to give it a cool little down light. I thought that would look pretty nice. But, you know, we'll see how we get on. This is just, again, all just ideas for now. By the way, in case you're wondering what this character is, this is just a default character that comes with a the VTuber rig that Dano's going to be using. Just weirdly enough, the default head kind of looked like me with hair, which is weird. But that was the default rig. But his outfit is kind of cool. You can't really see it here. Can we show it with material? No, it doesn't have materials on it. That's fine. Yeah, the default outfit's pretty cool. So I figured we'd go for this kind of outfit, like, you know, big. It's kind of like a big funky leather jacket thing. It looks good. But basically, yeah, that's why that's there. It's size reference, well, scale reference, and it's like the platform. That's where he'd sort of emerge from. So yeah, he'd be originally waking up, alarm clock goes off. Like, if you imagine, right, stream has a 5-minute countdown timer for the start. It counts down. The timer runs out. Dano's alarm goes off. He knocks it off, gets up, stumbles out the hall, down the stairs or whatever. You know, we'll have like a door here that closes, and then you'd hear as he runs down, and then you hear music goes, smoke, lasers, bah, 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 and then he emerges, rotating from the depths on this little mini stage, and he's like, yeah, I know I'm awesome. You know, so it'd be a really cool vibe, and then he turns around, goes towards the desk, sits down, and then it transitions, like, you know, like that kind of transitions to you know, his streaming thing. I've just noticed when I do control and one of these numpad buttons, it adjusts it. So I need to yeah, I had a feeling that might happen when I'm using Blender, that the hotkeys I've set for my my scene changes would be you know, affecting this, but that's okay. We can deal with this for now. I might have to make some changes in the future, but it's okay for now. So basically, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing this. Now, where was it? Yes, other examples of the reference. You know what, since we're looking at reference, let's go to the full reference screen. So, yeah, we've got other ones. I thought this kind of vibe is kind of cool, where it's really busy, but cozy, you know, so there could be a variant of the scene, you know, where you have, like, depending on what kind of mood, or what kind of beat is in the mood to make, whether it's something energetic or something tranquil or something lo-fi, you know, this kind of scene would be cool for just creating lo-fi, calm, relaxing beats, whereas the more sort of eccentric, colourful stuff could be for making more, you know, futuristic, like, or, you know, trancey beats or whatever. Stuff like this is kind of a cleaner, simpler approach, but it looks like a more streamery setup with the lights and stuff. We could get some ring lights and things, you know. That could be the kind of thing we go for. Again, just more sort of collectible, cluttery kind of idea. The idea when you're getting references, just to get a whole mixture of things that could look interesting. I think this is actually Nick Merck's basement, if I'm not mistaken. He's got a really cool setup. But yeah, just a general, when you get a reference, try and get a general vibe of what you're going for, and then you can pick and choose certain elements from each thing that you like and try and incorporate them into what you're doing. And it's a really cool way of doing it. It's a good starting point. You should never really work without reference. For some reason, a lot of artists seem to think, like especially junior or younger artists, seem to think that it's kind of cheating to use reference, when it's quite the opposite. It's kind of lying to not use reference. You know, you've got to use some kind of reference to do what you're doing properly. Otherwise, you're sort of risking, I don't know. You should just use reference, basically. It needs to be based on realism. Even if you're doing something fully fictional or fully, you know, like fantastical, it's got to be still grounded in some kind of reference. Otherwise, it's not believable. And I think it's a really important thing to do that a lot of people overlook. But anyway, I mumble, I jumble, you get the idea. So yeah, we're going to do some monitors to try and put in here. So I'm going to just pop some boxes in for now, basically. Let's go get an idea of the scale of these. So I know these aren't the same monitors, but well, actually they are. Is it them? No, but it's similar, isn't it? We can try and get a gauge of the scale from these based on the screen and the person. So, I mean, we could always do it properly and actually look this stuff up, but you know, we're doing this quick and dirty. Now, as we can see here, there's multiple versions, multiple sizes. So really, I don't think it particularly matters what scale we're going for this specific item because there's multiple variants of them. Usually, I'd be a lot more careful when it comes to scale and reference. I'd look for actual dimensions of the thing that I'm creating, or you know, I'd look for examples of it in situ in films or TV or real life, whatever it may be. I'd normally do things a lot more accurately than this. But you know, for the stream, for the practice, for Blender practice, we're just having fun. We're having a giggle. We're having a laugh. We're just seeing how we get on, and that's good. That's what we want to do. So yeah, let's go back to that scene I was just in. So it's about the size of his monitor, isn't it? So we just copy this a second. It's the new generation of artists. They don't seem to understand the difference between referencing and copying. So they basically, this reference means you're not an artist with the inexperience is showing. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, you can't reference absolutely is not copying. You can take parts of what your reference image sort of represents and use those parts. Like there's a method called kit bashing, which is sort of taking bits of all sorts of things and creating something new out of it. But when you're using reference, the point of the reference is to take elements that you like of something and reuse it in your own work, but not literally one for one usually. I mean, if it's something like a creature, you know, with like ears or something, you might like a specific type of ear. For example, say if you like the ear of a fruit bat, that's a very specific shape. It's a very specific thing, but you love that specific shape, so you use that in your own artwork, your own character. That's fine. The rest of the character isn't going to be a fruit bat because you're making your own thing. You know, if it's a fantastical creature, I mean. But yeah, for example, you can run into like copyright issues as well if you were to just make like this speaker one for one. If it was in a game or a film or something like that and you didn't pay license to use it, you could get in trouble. So what you do instead is you'd build something very similar, but it'd have differences and variations to it. So you know, there's a whole shebang about that kind of stuff. But basically, just make your art. You know, let me just get rid of this a second. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just make your art. Reference is important. Use it. It's great. Also, if you're going to make stuff for games, a good little tip that I got a while ago was find a game that you're kind of aiming for the quality bar of. So say, for example, you're making a game and you want it to look as good as like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example, because that's the newest one, isn't it? So what you would do, you would grab a bunch of reference from the game of the quality of the assets from that game, and you'd use that as your sort of reference quality bar. So that way, even though you've got your real reference for the realism that you're aiming for, realistically speaking, you can't get a one-for-one realistic item in the game per se. You kind of come with scans and stuff, but you know what I mean. Rather than aiming for perfection, you'd be aiming for the quality that is expected in AAA games at the moment, or vice versa. Rather than just doing your best and then looking at real games and seeing that they're a lot nicer or a lot better, you know, because you've got your reference to the whole time, the quality bar that you're aiming for. So it's a lot more important to have something like that you can aim towards, rather than just, you know, assuming it'll be good enough. Because a lot of artists, when they're starting off, are creating work and they think it's great because their eye isn't particularly trained yet, you know, which is completely fine. You're not born with a trained eye. It's something you have to develop over time through experience, unfortunately. So in order to develop that eye, you have to kind of guide yourself a little bit with reference from games and from films and, you know, like I said before, from real world and that kind of thing. So if you've got some AAA examples from games that you like and games that you're playing, games that you think look visually good, then that kind of gives you a bar to aim for. You know what I mean? So excuse me a second, my phone is buzzing away. Buzz, buzzing on, buzzing, buzz. Alright, nothing important, just folks chitty-chatting. Yeah, alright, so anyway. Monitors, yes. So we're going to want to be aiming for about the size of the screens. Now my screens, obviously, I purely just guessed with this. Let me just try something a second. I believe in Blender I can scale based on a local axis, which is pretty cool. So if I press S for scale and then Z again, it scales on the local axis of that object, which is really cool. Now it's moved everything down because the origin is the floor, I believe. So let's just move everything up a second. There we go. So scale them down a bit so they're a little bit thinner. They're still not like no reference picture, but they're a bit closer. Let's move this guy over here. Like I said, everything at the moment just really quick and dirty, blocks thrown in there. I believe if I shift and right click, yeah, if you shift and right click, it moves the origin point. It moves the 3D cursor. This thing is called a 3D cursor, and what that does, that lets me create something from that point. So if I go cube, what's a big boy cube? Scale it down. There we go. We have a cube, folks. Oh my god, it's a cube. He did it. He really, really did it. Sweet Jesus. So now we can move this up, scale it. Okay, and let me just apply transforms to that so that we can scale properly. Why is that still doing that? Set origin. Okay. Cursor to selected. Okay, there we go. Alright, so like I said, I'm learning as we go along, folks. So basically we get our little box like this. That's about the right scale overall, and then we make it bigger. Now there's a phrase, there's a term in music making. People say about making music for your nipples, and you're not making music for your nipples. And what that means basically is people tend to have their monitors at this level, which is basically the way that they work is they produce the sound directly out from the speaker, because it's just raw, it's pure audio. It's not, like I said, it's not sort of altered in any way, so it's just like a direct feed. So if you've got this playing at this level, it's basically playing music for your nipples. We don't want that. We want to make music for our ears. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise it and have a little stand on it as well. So we're going to have one either side, but for now I'm just going to do it like this. Scale it up a tiny bit more. Oops. By the way, Blender so far, loving it. It's a cracking little tool. It takes some getting used to, as you can tell. I'm definitely slow with it, but gradually we'll get quicker as we go along, won't we? I've just been watching a little bit of Dynasty, Jeremy Estrelado, is it? Sorry, I forget. I'm so terrible with names. But basically I was watching him play about as well. He's recently been using, I say recently, he's been using Blender a lot more as well over the past, I think, year or two. And it's great to see even somebody as, profoundly experienced as him. That made him sound really old. He's not really old. He's just very, very good at what he does. But basically, even someone like him can use Blender to a great degree. I've noticed my 3D cursors on a weird jaunty angle. Ugh. Anything we can do about that? If I set it to world origin, does that fix it? Yes, it did. Well, look at me, big brain boy. So now I can set it to object, and it should be, yes, all straightened up. Nice. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly make a little stand for it. Let's have a quick look at some stands. Whoops. Yeah, okay. So you can see we've got the big stands here. We don't want a big one though, we just want the little stands. Now, it looks like what people do is have a little shelf and then put it on there. So that could be something we do actually. See, this is a very common theme, especially with music makers, because they have space for their keyboards and stuff underneath. See all this equipment. That is a good idea. So let's do that. So this is what I'm talking about with reference. When you get your ideas, you take elements of the things that you like from each one of your references, and you build your own stuff up from there. What's the difference between Blender, Maya, and 3ds Max? Basically, they're all what's known as DCCs, digital content creations. Digital content creators. They're all modeling programs. They all do the same thing in different ways. Now, Blender is more of an everything in one tool. To be fair, they can all do everything. So you can do 3D modeling, you can do texturing, you can do UV mapping, which is part of texturing, I guess. You can do animations, you can do rendering, which is showing your final images. You can pretty much do anything in all three of them. But the primary difference at the moment is that Blender is free for some reason. It's open source, so it's completely free, and anybody can make plugins and attachments and stuff for it, and they can monetize them if they want to, which is great for them, because it's an open source license. You can do what you want with it. And yeah, Blender is free. Maya is not even close. 3ds Max, not remotely free. So Blender is a great option for people at the moment. Like I said, a few years ago, Blender was not as good as it is now. It was very buggy and glitchy and would crash often and was very limited in what it could do, or the things that it could do. You had to go a weird way about it. Whereas now it's very intuitive. It's still got some quirks from what I've seen so far, but it's got a very promising future. I'm definitely going to be using it as my main package at home. At work, I still use Maya and 3ds Max and stuff like that because it's work, it's a professional experience. I don't think there's any real like AAA studios that are using Blender as their primary thing because it's still got a couple of things it can't do very well. UV mapping, for example, is not great in Blender without additional plugins. But yeah, overall, it's a fantastic tool. So I mean, you can make a movie from beginning to end in just Blender, which has been done. Actually, you can use Blender to sculpt as well, which is great. You can technically sculpt in Maya as well, I think. It has sculpting tools. I don't know how advanced they are these days, but Blender's sculpting tools are very powerful. They're not as good as ZBrush for sculpting, but I feel like in a year or two, they could be on the way. It's quite advanced what they're doing with it. But yeah, for students and juniors and people, I'd say people on a budget, but people who have like regular jobs just can't afford Maya in 3ds Max. It's about, I think, $3,000 a year or something like that. I don't know about you. I can't afford $3,000 a year. I think the heaviest smokers in the world probably don't spend $3,000 a year. So it's not a great situation. But yeah, thank you for the question. I like questions. Questions are good. Right, so yeah, we're gonna go with a shelf like this, I think. Now the question is, I don't think Dino would have a glass desk. I think he'd have a wooden one like this. It's kind of sleek and classy. So I'm gonna make this kind of like, I mean, it's a pretty simple boxy shelf really. So let's get on with that. Let's move his monitors up here. Now to move everything, I'm just holding, I'm just pressing G, which is grab. You can move it anywhere, but if you middle click, it'll bring up an axis. So see the little white line? That'll toggle between the axes. So if I set it to Z in Blender, that's just going to move it up and down. So see, even though I'm moving my mouse left and right, it's only going to move up and down, which is great. Why do you sculpt some things like in ZBrush, but other things you make in programs like this /Maya? Oh, I see. So why would you sculpt some things and why would you model other things? Is that the question, pretty much? Basically, you do both usually. Normally, what you would do is you'd start to model something like this. So say, for example, I was modeling this chair, right? Really simple shapes at the moment, but we could go in and we would gradually be adding more shapes in. So we do something like this. We grab our faces, which is this one. I'm sorry, getting used to this. Oh. There we go. Yeah, so you'd go in and grab your faces. We'd scale them out. Hang on. Yeah, so we'd scale them out. We'd do a bit more to it. But you get the idea. Basically, you'd model your shape like this, and then you would go into something like... Hang on, I'm confusing myself now. Smooth shade. Sorry, like I said, I'm still not used to this. Smooth. Where's smooth shade gone? Shade smooth. Anywho, yeah, basically, you'd model a basic shape in something like this, or in Maya or whatever. Get all the shapes that you need. Let's take keep the chair as an example. So you've modeled in your basic shapes that you want, your general overall form. Then what you would do is you would take it into something like ZBrush to model a bunch of detail on it. So, for example, let's have a look at this. Oh God! Right, I've got this old Blue Yeti mic here. Right, let's go to just chatting for this. Just chatting is that one. Okay, yeah. So basically, you've got this Blue Yeti mic, right? So if you look at what this is overall, it's kind of like sketching. So you've got your sphere, right? Just think of the overall forms. You've got the sphere, so you draw a sphere, or in Maya, you just model one. You've got a cylinder, just there, which you just model a cylinder in. You've got like a squashed sphere with flat top and bottom, another cylinder, and another sphere. You put all them basic shapes in, you'd unwrap them, then you take it into something like ZBrush, where you would then divide your mesh into millions of little faces instead of just a few. and then you start carving in details like on this. Hang on, I can't even see what you can see here. Yeah, details like this. So you can see like the word blue, or the grills and stuff like that, or the holes and shapes at the back. See, they don't really affect the silhouette too much. So they wouldn't be in the model itself, they'd just be sculpted in and in the normal map, which is like a way of faking high information. So yeah, you'd use a ZBrush and that kind of stuff to sculpt that in. Then you would bake that stuff in the texture, which would then be applied back to the simple shape, and it would look like it's higher poly, like I was showing last week with the wood stuff. But yeah, we'll see more of that as we go along. I'll explain it a bit better in the future. It's kind of hard to explain without the examples right now, but yeah, basically you'd use both programs. You can also just model stuff in ZBrush if you want, but it's a little, like, unless you're really into it, it's not really intuitive. There's a thing called ZModeler, which is part of ZBrush, which is great if you know how to use it. But the problem is I don't know how to use it very well, because it's a very weird thing to do. I'm curious why this is not behaving. Let's just see. Like I said, this is one of the many examples of me not knowing what I'm doing, which, again, it's fine to not know what you're doing sometimes. Let's separate these two out again. How did I separate last time? I learnt this yesterday. I typed P. You do this, you press all, you go to P and separate by loose parts. Aha, look at that. Your boy still got it. Alright, so now we try and smooth, shade smooth, 10, auto smooth, up to... That's not even the piece I've got selected. That is interesting. Okay. You're going to be like that? I see how it is, my friend. Okay, turn auto smooth off on that for now. Wait, can we just turn this up to like 80? Maybe I can crease this for now. Oh god. Alright, let's do this. And then we'll go to crease, edge crease. Did that do it? No, that didn't do it. Never mind. Yeah, basically, we'll come back to that in the future, I think. Turn that off for now. Yeah, leave that alone for now. We'll look at that in the future. Yeah, we'll look on this shelf right now, won't we? So basically, yeah, we've got the monitors. We've moved the monitors up. Where's my reference gone? We've moved the monitors up to match with the monitor speakers. They're both called monitors. That's confusing. And we will have... You know, I think maybe Dan needs a bit more space on his desk. Because the keyboards... He's going to have his typing keyboard... Oh, I see. His typing keyboard's here. His music keyboard is here. So maybe we could put his music keyboard on a drawer, or we'll put his typing keyboard on a drawer underneath. I think that makes sense, right? So let's do that. Where is this piece? We've called it keyboard. That's handy. Okay, good. What is it with music stuff being named the same as other stuff? We've got monitor, as in screen, and we've got monitor, as in speakers. We've got keyboard, as in typey, and we've got keyboard, as in play. Why you like this music, huh? Why you friggin' like this? What we're going to do, just to be nice and quick and doity, is we're going to duplicate this, move it down here, and we're going to scale this bad boy up. And this is going to be our drawer. Scale it down a bit. Scale the height down, I mean. I know we just scaled it up. Whoa, what's going on there? So this is going to be our little pull-out drawer. It's going to have... let's scale this way a bit. It's going to have little sliders and stuff, but for now we're just placing things. Remember, we're just representing shapes for now. So we'll move this down. I should have took a screenshot before we started so we could see our progress at the end of the stream. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I'll try and remember to do that for next time. So I'll move this forwards. Same with his mouse. This actually, I can turn on snap in, and there's a cool feature on Blender. It's got this closest, where I'm still not entirely sure what makes it work. I think it's a bounding box, but basically you can move to like a vert or something and it will snap everything to the closest part of it to that vert, which is great. But again, it kind of picks and chooses what side it wants to use, and I'm not used to that yet. So yeah, that's not my favorite thing, but that's okay. So let's just move this here, go on that way. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got his keyboard and mouse is going to be on the little drawer underneath. We're going to move his musical keyboard up here. Where is this? Okay, I think we can join these objects for now. Now that we know how to combine things, how to separate things, I think we can start combining things. So, Control J to join. Very intuitive. Love it. Then I'm going to set the origin to the geometry, so it's in the middle. Set the cursor to the origin, and then we can move this over nice and safely. I kind of wish the cursor moved with objects. I feel like it does for some people and doesn't for me, but I may be completely insane with that. Hey Lee! Hello Lee! Hey Jack, how's it going, mate? You alright? I didn't even see you folks were here then. I thought that was Charlie just chatting away to herself. How's everyone doing? You alright? Right, so let's see. The best Big Bro ever is back streaming. That's your evening, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate, so far, mate. Yeah, I'm making a scene for... I've got a friend who makes music, Dino Space Ring. He's going to start doing some music streams as a VTuber, which is like a virtual character, and he's a dinosaur. Long story, but basically, he makes music, he wants to stream it, but he wants some cool digital scenes to stream from. So, he's asked me to help out and do this stuff, so I'm going to be making some virtual sets, basically, to try and get things going for him. So, yeah, this is a bedroom where he's going to be producing his music from. We're going to be going for... what's my screen? I'm still getting used to this. We're going to be going for this kind of like cool aesthetic of like streamer room, like gamer room stuff, you know, just cool things. General fanciness is what we're going for. And then when we add more bits as we go along, we're going to do more things like sculpting and texturing and whatnot. So also, it's just good practice for me. You know, every week I'm trying to learn Blender. This is Blender, this program. It's pretty new to me. I'm brand new to it. It's very different to the stuff I'm used to using. So it'll be interesting to see how my experience using other 3D packages translates to this one. So it's pretty cool. That'd be like you playing table tennis and suddenly you've got to use those skills to play badminton. You know, it's a similar kind of thing, but they're quite different. Hey, Chris with loads of hair. Thank you, Lee. Yes, I have a lot of hair. It's just all on my chin now. So that's fine. Let's see. Being held hostage. Rude, Charlie. Rude. I fed you and everything. So, it's watching your show. Oh, you should go, Charlie. Go watch your show. It's fine. Don't worry about me. I'm having fun. Don't worry about it. She should be watching Corey apparently, or Emmerdale, I think it was. Cheesy stuff like Corey and Emmerdale. There you go. See, cheesy stuff like Corey and Emmerdale. Pretty Little Lies, but haven't chosen which yet. Ooh. Like the old Offspring video from the early 2000s. Can't remember the song though. Which one? Oh yeah, Mr. Domino fed you, but I paid Mr. Domino, so you know I fed you in a roundabout way. Yeah, so wait, the Offspring video from the early 2000s. What, the one with the virtual guy walking down the street? What was that song called now? Hit That. It's called Hit That by Offspring. I remember that now. That's a good song. Corey's not as good as it was back in the day. Back in the day, in 1944, when it was in black and white, it was lovely. It was grand, it was. Anyway, before I lose my mind any further, yeah, we're going to make a little shelf for our monitor speakers to sit on. That's what these are going to be. These are going to be monitor speakers. These are screens, monitor screens. We're going to make a little shelf that it sits on, and then Daniel can have his musical stuff plugged in there. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be making. So, I'm going to reuse where I can. Wait, let's just rename stuff as we go along. I'm trying to get used to Blender, so I'm trying to get used to renaming as I go along as well. It's always good practice to do that. So, let's see. Keyboard. Whoa, I'm in capitals, dude. Also, I've got a new keyboard. It's really clicky, so I apologise. But it's real nice. It takes me a while to get used to it because the keys are really high. Keyboard shelf. It's called a keyboard shelf. Alright, so we've got that. Now we're going to duplicate it and move it up. And this is going to be the monitor's stand. That's fair enough, innit? Now we're going to move this and put it where it belongs. That's the one. Yeah, see, Jack, I know what you're talking about. I get you, lad. Alright, so let's put the origin in the middle so that we can scale it properly. Something like that. Like I said earlier, this is all going to be just really, really rough stuff. Nothing fancy going on just yet. I'm just trying to get blocked out information in so we can get a bit of a visual reading on what's going to happen and what kind of stuff we need, what stuff we're missing. You know, it's always good practice to just block in what you're doing first. And that way it kind of helps you just understand what's missing. Feed Cooper. I don't have Cooper. Wait, clicking away pretending to be a 3D artist. That is rude. This is all handcrafted, lady. This is like craft beer made with love and experience. No one feeds poor Cooper anymore. That's right, no one feeds Cooper. You don't advertise that you can feed him. I reckon that's why. No one knows you can do it. What you should do is try and get some kind of like point redemption, like, you know, incentive for people maybe. Is there something like that? Alright, so we've got our little shelf. Shall we move it a bit higher? Because it is quite low in the reference. I think that's not about the right height. We'll move all these down. Move this down here. I'll call this... Where are we? Why is that in the chair leg section? This isn't part of the chair. Did I copy part of the chair to get this here? Alright, anyway. Monitor speaker. 1. And then we'll put that as part of a group called speakers. So now it's got its own little group down here called speakers, which is awesome. And then we're going to just create an instance of that. So actually, let me see if I can do this. There's a thing you can do in Blender. Blender's got loads of modifiers which are really fancy. Is it instance or is it array? I'll just do an array. Basically, you can make like as many as you want of the same thing. Give it an offset. So if I give it a negative offset, then whatever changes I make to 1 will affect both of them. Wait, I don't want 1, I want 2, don't I? 2. There we go. So now, theoretically, if I make a change on this one, make that change. If I make a change like this, where I do that, and then I'll do that, and then maybe grab this, scale it. Well, that's not a good example, is it? If I grab these, move them, you can see it changes both of them. Real handy stuff. So we're going to keep that in there for now, just so that when it comes time to actually model one of these, we've got them ready and positioned. I should have done that with the screens really, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. Like I said, just blocking stuff in. Let me see. Catch up with chat for a sec. I'm not used to this. Catching up with chat. It's great. It should have a coffee cup on the desk, like the one in Dino's songs. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a good idea. Coffee cup. I like it. Let's do that. Let's get some examples. I'm going to take this off the screen for a sec, just in case anything offensive comes up, because coffee cup's a lot more vague than monitor speaker. You got to be careful. So hopefully, can you guys see this? No, you can't. Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully. Let me see. Music producer cup. I'm just curious if there's any kind of funky, nerdy ones we can do. Keep calm and listen to the music. Let's go with that one for now then. Okay, put that over there so we've got a reference going. So keep calm and listen to the music. We'll definitely have something better than that, but that'll just remind me to make a mug. Yeah, exactly, Jack. Just like the mug that you got me. The one I cannot show on stream and will not ever. You might do that on Friday if you remember. Yes, you should do. Do a call out for Paul Cooper. Some kind of point redemption. Do it now, for God's sake. Yes, do it now. Caffeine is needed for creation. Caffeine is the element of creation. We should get some Wraith. Use code Paws and Tails now for 10% off. Yeah, you should. We should get him some Wraith. See if you can swindle something there, Charlie. Get him a little deal. Yeah, no one needs to see that cup. Yeah, you're getting that cup back when we move, apparently, Jack. So there you go. Right, so we've got our monitor speakers in place. We have got. I'm going to do. Oh, Jesus, I moved it. Oh, Jesus. Right, let's do this nice and quickly. We can set a mirror thing on this. So, like we did an array for this, we can actually use mirror. So, what I'm going to quickly do is going to go into edit mode, Control R for the cut tool. We're going to just quickly do that. And then we're going to go to the face and we're going to extrude it downwards. Nice, that was easy, wasn't it? So let's just turn snapping on and move it down to snap it to that edge. Now what we can do is you can see the other side's not got this yet. We could just do the same thing the other side, but to save some time and to make it a bit future-proof for later, we can add a mirror modifier. So that'll just simply copy it over there for us. We can also, which I've not tried yet, there's a bevel modifier in this, which is real nice. And what that does is that adds like a little soft edge to stuff, which is not working well right now because it's too fancy. But let's see, percent. No, I don't think it's going to work just yet. I don't know how to use that properly yet. Like I said, we're all learning. So get rid of that for now. That's okay. We'll keep everything blocky and we'll add it fancy later. Dino can get his own affiliate links. That would be awesome. Okay, so yes, we're making progress so far, folks. Like I said, I should have got a picture when we started, but hey, you can look back at the VOD later to see what the picture was. So we've got a little stand where we can keep Dino's musical knickknacks, like equipment and stuff, these kind of things, you know, audio processing boxes and subwoofers and other words that sound fancy. Little mixing panels and things. There's mic. Needs a mic. Can't stream without a mic. I assume we'll have a headset mic though, but we'll see. Yeah, and also stuff for his shelves. You know, I just made some rough books last night as placeholders just to show the stuff in the shelves. But you can have, like, you know, collectibles like we've got, you know, some knickknacks, some bits and bobs. Probably have some vinyls. So if you did have vinyls, I'd probably make these a bit deeper because vinyls are quite deep to be on the shelf. He's got a mini fridge though, so that's where he can keep his Wraith though. His you know, what's the game one called? Game Fuel, or you know, whatever it is he's on to. Sneak, you know, whoever flings him money. I feel like he's a bit of a cash horse, so that's good. This is his computer, so he'll probably have a fancy one. Let's do. God, I keep clicking and dragging stuff. That is a little too easy to just move things like that. But still, it's kind of handy you can do that. I didn't really think of that. You got a game dev question. Okay, might sound stupid. Is everything grey for preference, and could you change the default colour, or is it always grey? That is not a stupid question, mate. There's no such thing as stupid questions when it comes to learning stuff. Basically, the default colour is grey in all the programs, as far as I know. You can change the colours if you wanted to. I'm trying to remember how to do that in this. So if I add a new material, I can change the base colour to be whatever I want it to be, which should be showing up here, but is not. Is this applied to this? Hang on. Oh wait, I'm not in the right mode. Let me see. Which one is it now? Z? Material preview. There we go. Yeah, so you can change the color of stuff. That's fine. You normally apply textures and things, but in this solid mode, everything's just grey because it's just easier to work. And you can also have wireframes on, so you can see the actual polygons on things, which again is really handy when you're doing some, like, you know, more detailed work. But for now, it's just nice for us to be able to just roughly see what's going on. But thank you for the question. I like questions like that. If anybody else has got any more questions, by the way, about game dev or game art, anything like that, even not just about this scene in general, but that's not even just about this scene, but stuff in general. Any questions about how games are made, or, you know, how studios do things, whatever. I'm more than happy to answer whatever I can answer. There's obviously some things I can't talk about. Hey, beautiful. It says, hi, Lee. Hi. Moose. Is Moose here? Jack. This is such a slow scroll. Smells. Oh, that's rude. Jack's, look at that. She bloody gate crashes the place to tell you that you smell. See you later, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so what was I saying now? Yeah, let me go delete this material that I made because I don't know where it went. There it is. How do I delete materials? Like I said, brand new to Blender. So let's go get this one. Okay, there it is. Do I just delete it? Do I just hit delete? Is this how this works? Boof. It is how that works. Cool. Okay, back to layout. Was it layout or modeling? Back to modeling. Yeah, okay, so sorry, questions. How long did it take to make this so far? You've been sweating all day, so probably do. Maybe you do, mate. Who knows? How long did it take to make this scene so far? Honestly, I don't know. Because I've just been learning as I go along with it. It's really slow progress, but I've also not done that much on it, so this is probably, you know, a few hours work, probably 5 or 6. I'd be a lot quicker normally, but it's such a pain when you're trying to learn something new like this. Why is there 2 of that? Yeah, when I'm trying to learn something new like this, it's very difficult because I have to do one thing, look it up. Do another thing, look it up. Oh, there we go. I was in edit mode. Silly boy, I was in edit mode. Yeah, so it takes a long time, basically, to try and learn new things like this. When Jack's big TV appearance? Yeah, Jack, when are you next on television? You're on stage tomorrow, aren't you? Do you want to give a shout out to your next gig? For those who don't know, Jack does stand-up comedy now, as well as winning gold at the Commonwealth Games and winning bronze at the Paralympics. Just saying, the lad's had a busy few years. Oh. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look. So we've built our little shelf. We'll need like a little... We're going to make an actual monitor at some point, but these are just placeholders right now. We're just blocking stuff in to see what kind of things we need. Have we named everything monitor speakers? Monitor 1. Let's call this monitor... Wait, is that an instance? Is that what this is? Is that why that's got a different thing? No, it's not an instance. Alright, never mind. We're going to call this monitor 3 then, since it's just... Makes sense to me. Keyboard shelf is there. This is the mouse, so we'll call that mouse. Keyboard. Perfect. Is this called music keyboard? I did call it music keyboard. Smart me. Let's call the actual object music keyboard. Is that a knockoff Mackey's? Oh wait. Open at Yellow Arch Comedy Club in Sheffield tomorrow night. There you go, folks. If you were in Sheffield, go off to the Yellow Arch Comedy Club tomorrow night to see Jack talk about his Winky and winning the gold at the Commonwealth Games. Probably not in the same story, hopefully. Doing a bit of radio this week. No TV stuff as far as you know. Or just a bit of radio, you know, no biggie. Do you know how many people go through the whole life never going on radio, mate? It's an amazing accomplishment. But yeah, I made very rough, a very rough bed to just represent that there will be a bed there. Obviously, like I said, all this stuff's going to get replaced. For now, we're looking at the bigger picture of what's going to be there roughly and where. So let's just think of the basics, right? We've got our mini fridge, very important. What does a computer need? A computer needs the base unit, which we've got. It needs a mouse. It needs a keyboard. It needs a desk. It needs a mini fridge. It needs monitors. It needs actual speakers as well. Not just monitor speakers, as far as I know. You can't... Yeah, you wouldn't use monitor speakers as your normal speakers. That wouldn't make much sense because, like I was saying before, monitor speakers are... They're strictly the audio that you're creating. You need them when you're making music because there's no additional things. There's no tweaks or enhancements done to them. Like normal speakers that you buy for music are enhanced to make the music sound as good as it can. You know, because you're the end consumer. You're meant to hear it in the best way possible. But when you're creating the music, you need it to be in its like rawest format, in straightforward. Just this is the raw audio you're creating. So it's not meant to be fancy. It's meant to be exact. So you wouldn't use that for your normal, you know, games and stuff. It wouldn't work out well. So we need to make some space for regular old speakers, I think. So we can probably have the speakers on the desk down here. So if we just move this, let me see. How do I do this again? Set origin. There's definitely an easier way to do this. I just don't know it yet. But we're gonna duplicate this. Oh, and it's already. I forgot it's already. It's already mirrored, so that'll save us some time. Let's shrink these down a bit, shall we? Make them a bit more squat. Ugh. Ah, this is so gross. I hate... I love learning new stuff, but I hate feeling like a noob. You know what I mean? Like I spent too many years not being a noob to feel like one now. But that's okay. Everyone's got to learn something new sometimes. Alright, let's do this. Let's move it down. Let's move the offset. Actually, let's rotate it a bit as well. R. Let's get rid of the array modifier on this because we don't want to duplicate it as it is at the moment, so get rid of that. Okay, now we can just literally copy this one. How do I make an instance in this? Is there a way? Duplicate linked. Alt-D. Okay. Alt-D. So now, this is an instance, which means... I mean, they call it linked in this. But basically, it means that... Let me just do this. It means that any changes that I make to one will affect the other. So if I grab this, move it around, you can see it's affecting the left and right. Because they're instances, they're not copies. So rather than being like just a direct clone, it's more like it's a think of a real world example. There is no such thing. Basically, yeah, you affect one, it affects the other. Oh wait, what's this? I've not caught up on chat yet. Let me see. Charlie's been on the radio, have I? Have I been on the radio? You know what? I don't know. Have I? I can't remember. I don't think I have. But there's a chance. I've probably done something for Jack at some point. You got some exciting TV stuff coming up potentially, but can't say on here. Hey mate, that's fine. You keep those NDAs to yourself. Same here for game stuff, you know. I'm here for questions, but not all of them. So you know, it's always good. But yeah, if anybody's got any, I know whilst we're doing this Blender stuff, it's a bit confusing or boring or whatever. But if anybody's got any general game dev questions or game art questions about, you know, methods of doing things or how things are done in the industry, I'm a professional game dev. I've been doing it for 7 years. So if you guys have 7, 8, whatever, I've been doing it for a while. So if you guys have got any questions about how things are done behind the scenes, I'll answer whatever I can within the rules of contracts that I've signed and whatnot. Right, so yeah, we've got the big monitor speakers here, which we're going to move forwards because they are too far back. Turn snapping off and move that. We've got the little Diddy Boy speakers here for the actual PC stuff, for like Skype calls and shit like that. I've been on the radio when I was in Tokyo, recorded it on Zoom. Awesome. Apparently I was. I thought I was, but oh wait, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, the guy from BBC Sounds. I forgot his name now, but yeah, that was good. I know he'd been in the radio. Get me? I'm a celebritas. Right, yeah. What's the best programs to practice to get into game art? Okay, very good question. So if you're a 3D artist like myself, and you have like a regular human budget, so you can't afford stuff like Maya and 3ds Max, I suggest you learn this, which is Blender, which is completely free. It's open source, so it's got the code is out there for people to do what they want with it. So you can get plugins and things that really help with it, and you can monetize them if you're good at that kind of stuff. But yeah, basically, I'd learn Blender for your 3D art. You can also sculpt in Blender, which is great because it saves you buying ZBrush, which ZBrush is better, but the sculpting in Blender is getting better over time. When it comes to game engines, I highly recommend you learn the Unreal Engine, which is completely free. You can even publish games on it and it'd still be free. I think it's up until you earn, is it 100k? Something like that. There's a certain cutoff point where they then start taking a commission on what you earn, but it's still free to start. But yeah, Unreal Engine is basically the industry standard. And the way it works is fairly standard as well. So even if you go to a different studio, for example, they have their own engine like some studios do, then they usually have them based off Unreal or off Unity, which is another one. But really, I'm not a fan of Unity. A lot of people do use it and it's great, but I think they're leaning more towards cinema these days as well. So I'd stick with Unreal. Plus, there's a lot more documentation and tutorial videos for Unreal out there. I know Unreal, so if you have any questions, you feel free to ask me with that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, I recommend those. In your opinion, what's the best game from a game dev point of view? Jeez, that is a broad question. The best game from a game dev point of view? Probably The Last of Us, I'd say. It's visually stunning. The storyline's fantastic. The acting and the motion capture technology that they use for it is all fantastic stuff. They're releasing the 3rd remake of it now because it's all the data they captured early on was so nice and so high quality. They could never really show it properly on the PS3 or the PS4. Now with this PS5 version, they can finally use the finer details in the acting and stuff that the people did. But from a game dev point of view, they did a lot of cool stuff in that, which just handy little tricks they used, like in the artwork and stuff. They did it in a very kind of optimized and clean way, and each section was kind of closed off in its own way, but still feeling like it was big. So you only have to worry about what's on the screen at any one time. You don't need to worry about like drawing big massive distances, which like basically when you're making a video game, you need to worry about what's on the screen at any one time, which is why we have to worry about poly counts and stuff like that. So a poly count is basically how many faces are on the objects. So you can see this is really low poly. There's only a few on each thing, but this can get really advanced really quickly. For example, if let's just quickly go and add a what's it called, multi-res to this. Set this to 3. No, 2. Nope. Is this it? Alright, you can tell I've never used this before. But basically, yeah, if that was really high poly, you'd have to worry about the fact that it's really high poly because the computer has got to try and draw it in real time. So, unlike a film where you can do as many polys as you want, and it doesn't matter because you just basically save that to film and then people watch it in the cinema, that's fine. But games consoles don't work like that. They don't just run videos because you're controlling it the whole time, which means the computer has to draw what you're doing live every single frame. So if you're looking at just like a wall, like, you know, say you're just looking at a wall like this, there's like basically no polys here, so it's not much information for it to figure out because it needs to figure out where every single one of these vertices are, and then it needs to figure out where the line is going between the two of them, and then it needs to figure out what color should this be, and then what texture's on that vertex. It's got to do that for every single dot on the screen. Now if you imagine you've got a lot of dots on the screen, like this clock has got quite a few more, that is a lot more things for it to compute. It's a lot more for it to figure out, and it has to do it live. So the less you have to make it do, the better. So on big scenes, games with big distant vistas, it can get a bit difficult because there's a lot for it to figure out. So there's a lot of little tricks we have to use, like distant objects having lower quality. You can't tell because it's further away, but it is a lot less polys and stuff than the stuff that's up close. And yeah, it's important to try and keep that kind of thing in mind. But The Last of Us, the way they do it, it's actually quite enclosed, like all the time, pretty much. But it feels open and it feels like you can carry on and go where you want to go. But realistically, if you notice, you've actually been blocked off a lot of times. So you can't go back to certain places so that the memory can be dropped out so you can get it unloaded and you can load the next area because you're in one little enclosed section. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's really hard to just pick a best game from a game dev point of view because there's so many different, you know, paths you can go down. But in my opinion, that's probably one of them. What about things like Dream? Is it hard to give the amount of creativity to the players, or would it be easy to make since the players are doing the work? Dream is a really interesting one. Basically, for those of you who don't know, Dream is a game on the PlayStation where you can create your own games within it. And it's surprisingly powerful. It's a really, really cool creativity tool, let's call it, because you can do art in there, you can do music in there. It's got a fully fledged music editor, which is great. So you can make your own soundtracks to the game, and you can actually publish the game at the end, I believe. You can publish it on the PlayStation Store or something like that. But yeah, Dreams, even that has limits. So as you're making stuff, there's a bar that gives you like a memory limit of what you can do. So you can keep adding stuff if you want, but when you've filled that bar, it won't let you add any more because that is the most that the PlayStation can run at one time. So it's the same kind of thing. Have you seen how good people can do deepfake stuff with celebs and stuff? Do you think in years down the line that could come into games too? Yes, both good and bad. At the moment, there's a bit of a boom in AI art right now, where you can basically type in, you know, type in a phrase like Mr. Bean in the shape of a caterpillar, and this AI will try and draw an image of what you've typed in completely out of nothing. It's just purely, I think it's like a database of images that it basically tries to generate your ideas from. Now, some people have made some really cool things from this, which is great, and it's great for like abstract things, but it's kind of worrying how I feel like people are leaning towards it quite heavily to create artwork. It'd be good for like if you're making a bedroom like this and you want a poster, you could just type in, you know, cool metal poster, and it'll make something, and that something is completely royalty free because it's not copied from anywhere specific. It's just generated by AI, so you know it's unique, which is great for one thing. But it's when people start, like, it's like the whole NFT thing, you know, if people start getting AI to generate artwork and then selling that artwork, like, where is the art? You know what I mean? Like, I know there's the prompt that you type in, which is your creative thought process, but you've not really created the art. But then again, the same could be said for, you know, getting textures online. When you search for a concrete texture, I searched concrete and I've used that image of concrete, but I didn't create that concrete. You know what I mean? So it's all very grey, blurry lines. But when it comes to deepfakes in video games, I don't think there's really a place for them specifically in games, because people can, like, games are 3D models. People get scanned in all the time to go in video games. But when it comes to film and TV and stuff like that, there's definitely a place for it. Especially for remakes and things, if you want to maybe keep, like, you know, the original faces of the original cast, but you want to remake it with a younger you know, or a still alive actor. You know what I mean? You could maybe deepfake them. I don't know. It's very interesting. I know the Corridor crew did a really good thing about deepfakes a while ago, where they got like a Tom Cruise impersonator, and they got him to act and do the mannerisms of Tom Cruise and stuff. And then they deepfaked Tom's face on it, and it was really freaky. Like, it really did look like him. But yeah, I think there's a place for all these kind of tools. They're just not as important as I think people seem to make them sometimes. If that makes sense. But yeah, good questions. I like it. Feel free to keep questions coming. Anything you've got is great. But also don't feel like you have to ask questions because I've asked. It's completely fine. You can just sit and enjoy, or sit and be confused by what I'm doing. I'm also confused. Like I said, I'm still learning this software. Oh, a lava lamp's a good idea. We should probably also get some of this audio, like wall pattern. I mean, to be fair, you can get hexagonal ones as well, like on the one I showed you with Nick, I think it's Nick Merck's basement. This one. This is soundproofing, so it's pretty cool. But actually looks like the one I've done, because the one I did was actually based on these light panels. These ones? No, it wasn't them ones. Where's me bleeding light panels gone? There was a specific... There we go. Yeah, it's based on these. So it's like light panels, but if we can mix the light panels with the audio padding stuff, you know, win-win. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, we've got a little shelf. We've got... I mean, it's quite a wide shelf, but it needs to be wide because it's got the monitors, it's got the little ditty speakers. Let's make these bigger. Now, I'm interested in Blender. When you've got an instance, does it scale? No. Okay, I thought not. Usually instances don't scale. They will do when you select all the verts and scale it that way, because you're actually editing the object. But scale is just a form of transform, and it doesn't normally edit that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I'm going to guess about 40 pounds a day, but I don't know. Depends how many polygons are in the wood and chuck. Have you not been listening? See? Jack gets it. Depends on how many polys there are. What kind of generation console is trying to run that woodchuck? Right, what are we going for next, folks? What do you reckon? What's missing? We've got a keyboard and mouse. We've got his music keyboard. We've got some monitors. We've got some speakers. Monitor speakers. We've got regular speakers. Mini fridge. PC. Chair. Bed. Alarm clock. Shelves with some books. Shall we make some stuff for the shelves, maybe? Or, he doesn't have a door. That's a starting point. Now this, also, I was experimenting with this. This is like a live Boolean thing. So basically, this shape can kind of control. Like at the moment, I've just used it to cut out a hole in the wall, which I thought was pretty cool. You can just do that. I can't remember how I did this now because it was bloody ages ago. But it's interesting. Well, let's see. Stream Deck. Yes, a Stream Deck would be good. Yeah, look at you learning stuff, Jack. An Oh, an automaton. He probably would have an automaton, wouldn't he? That'd be pretty cool. Alright, we can get a Stream Deck going. Let's go get some reference for a little Stream Deck. Stream Deck. I know there's one behind me, but I want an image. So for those of you who don't know, let me see, is this safe? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is a Stream Deck. So it's basically when you're streaming, you've got the little buttons you can press and it'll flick between your scenes and stuff, like you know, like that. Except I don't have a Stream Deck because Charlie stole mine because she's a professional streamer now. But I have to basically set shortcut keys on my keyboard to do mine, which is fine because I don't stream very often. I'm going to try and do this weekly, I think, just to keep me going. But yeah, so let's get a little cheeky little Stream Deck. Shall we go for the little version? Yeah, let's go for the standard diddy boy. So boof, there's that one. And then there is also the XL, which you don't want to use in XL, and there's also the mini one, which I don't want. So I think it's a good size one. So let's have a look. Do we need any different angles or anything? I think that'll be fine, won't it? Usually I try and get a few different angles of the thing that I'm making. Actually, I'll get this one as well, just because I like that you can see just the raw shape of it, because it's got like a little angled booty. Oh, look at that transparency. Nice. You stole LPG Tube Stream Deck. Oh, that is true. Charlie's stream is awesome. Look at it with a bloody Fall Guys winning. What do you mean winning? Hey, I won Fall Guys. You haven't won yet, lady. I have a crown. Let me use one of your emotes. Charlie's emotes are awesome. For those of you who don't follow, please go follow Paws and Tails on Twitch. She's brilliant. She's a really entertaining streamer, and she's got some adorable emotes which she made all by her little self, and they are awesome. Wait, it says I can use the raid one now. Nice. I didn't know I could do that. Smiley boy, my favourite boy, hype, little wave. There we go, whole bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, let's make a little stream deck. So, let's do this. Shift right click there to make the thing go there. Then we can create a box right there. Now, I know, like I said, everything is going to be boxes at the moment because we're just being really simple. Which I've probably said, I don't know, a gajillion times this stream. But you get the point. We're blocking stuff in. We're getting things ready. I'm more just sort of convincing myself that that's what I'm doing, really. But you get the idea. So yeah, let's go to edit mode, go to edges and move this down. And then we're going to get just a little I keep messing stuff up. GZ. Okay, there we go. Okay, now on this there is a little sort of cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the little cut in there, do this, and then we're going to grab the edges of this guy. Oh god, how do you loop select in? There we go. We're getting there. And then we're going to extrude it. So extrude outwards, please. No? Okay, and then we'll scale it outwards. What the heck is happening? Cancel that. Okay. Oh, I know. I have to apply the transforms, don't I? Control A. All transforms. Tab. Scale. Okay. That's unusual. Fine. That's fine. We stick with this. It is fine, okay? Don't worry. Hey, forget about it. Don't worry, okay? Right. Terrible example of it, but there's the little stream deck. Let's just turn the wireframe off. Little stream deck ready for action. We'll put it in a stand later, then it can be, you know, rotated and whatnot. Wait, what's going on in the chat now? Everyone's doing emotes. All the emotes. So because my stream has a Koopa, but Chris's doesn't. Ah, come on now. Yeah, Charlie's got this shocked Pikachu emote. I can't afford that one. And if I did, she'd shout at me. I'm not supposed to give her stuff. Right, so yeah, if I was to rotate them like this, put it on the little stand, we could do that later on, but I think for now I'm fine with it being just flat, just so that we get an idea of what's going on. You know, we've got some representation of what it is. I really do think there must be a way of having... Wait, where's the cursor gone? Why is it over there? There's got to be a way of setting the cursor to follow me naturally. Surely, right? What is happening? Was I... I'm so confused. Why is the origin over there? Set origin to geometry. There we go. Okay, now we're cooking. So we can rotate this now along the Z-axis like that. It's all ready for him. I'm assuming he's a righty. I would have it over on the left, but let's just assume he's a righty. Okay, so what else are we missing? Stream deck. You said automaton. We can add an automaton to the shelf over here, I guess, but for now it'll just be a quick representative shape of what one is. So let's go have a look at that. I'm definitely going to swap screens for this just for a sec because automaton looks kind of like a spine and I don't want nothing dodgy coming up. Automaton. Let's see. Automaton. Oh, there's a Gretzko automaton. I need that. And there's a good Atama one. I need that. Look at this, Jack. You're costing me money now. Oh, perfect. There we go. There's a front and side view. It's really low quality. But you know what? I know what it looks like as I own too. So let's just get this and we can see. Show the lovely people. That is an automaton. It's basically a little electric thing. And it's got a mouth and everything. It's great. You're hungry and debating ordering a Mackey's. This isn't working. I'm back in training Monday, so I get what I want. What do you reckon? Shall I order? I mean, yeah, if you feel like ordering something in, you might as well push the boat out and go beyond Mackey's if you can. But at the same time, that sounds delectable. You know, when you got to go back to being healthy on Monday. Hang on, I've got a bunch of messages. Just give me 1 second. Okay, messages are fine. Oh, I see. That's why you're here, Jack. Because Charlie told you I was streaming. Okay. Ooh. Cool. Alright, sorry. I'm caught up on messages now. I've got my socials out of the way. Mr. Popular. Okay, so let's get a quick automaton type shape in. We've got a Bakewell tart in the kitchen. Yes, Bakewell tart. We do. That's going to be tomorrow's nomage. Alright, automaton is basically a ball with a stick and a bit more of a stick on top. So let's get a real quick and doity version of it. So like I said, in the future we'll make a nice one. You're probably sick of me saying that by now, but I'm going to keep saying it. So we want a... Is it an icosphere? You know, I've never really had to make a ball in here before. This is, like I said, when I said I'm new to Blender, I'm new to Blender. Is this how people normally make spheres? It feels strange. Let's move it to the floor. Awesome. Let's auto smooth it. Cool. I don't normally like having things like triangulated like that, but that's what we got. Should be a dino automaton. That's a great idea. Terrible, Jack. Bloody terrible. So yeah, Jack's comedy is tomorrow in Sheffield if you want gems like that. That doesn't feel right as the shape that you would use. Let me quickly check this. Like I said, there's going to be times when I'm just Googling really, really basic shit. So you have to bear with me a second, okay? So let me see. La la la. Faces. Okay. So I don't think I want an icosphere. I think I want a UV sphere, maybe. Let me see. Let me see. So let's add a... Let's see what a UV sphere looks like. Okay, a UV sphere looks more like what we're after, I think. Oh, geez, this big boy. It's a little big boy. Okay, the scale has gone minus. That's not good. So let's move this to positive just so we don't get any weird flip face bollocks going on. Put it on the floor and scale that bish down. Okay, back on the floor. Lovely stuff. Alright, now that's got a lot of faces in it. I should have reduced that first. Right, what's happened? Name is Jackie. You forgot the coffee cup. That is true. And yeah, I'm tappy tappy boy. Sorry. Is it really loud? I'm sorry if it is really loud. I don't intend it for it to be, but it is. So, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. But is it insufferably loud? Do I need to do something about this? Please let me know. Comments are appreciated. Is it too late for me to fix this? It is. All right, let me just do it again. Mesh, UV sphere, segments 8, rings 8, radius 0.1, 0.05. No, it's fine. Okay, you like it. Good. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Right, so this will be simple enough for now. Let's smooth shade this. Simple ball. Let's give it a little cheeky face. Cheeky little smile just for a minute. Oh, I've just tried to do Maya stuff. Right, how do I... This is going to sound really simple now. How the fuck do I cut? See, it's stuff like this. I need to... I'm sure I've done this before. Object. Oh, wait. Is it over here? If I go into face mode. It's one of these, isn't it? Knife. There it is. Knife. Lovely stuff. Okay, we can do this. See, professional guys. Oh my goodness. This does not work like I expected it to. Dumb. 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 Is that right? No. Shite. Pro game dev, folks. Just FYI. Even we need times to figure out what the hell's going on. Oh no! Oh no! What happened? Z, undo. Z, why is that doing stuff? Oh god, this is all going Pete Tong. If you're cutting something real big, use shears. Oh, thank you. That's a good idea. Yes, sod. Alright, what if I just select some faces? Oh, loop cut. Okay, that'll probably do a better job, actually. Oh, wait, I already know how to do that. That's Control R. Right? Control R. Yeah. Smarter. That's a much smarter move. Alright, cool. So now I can move these. Oh, I just remembered there's a thing where you can, like, auto weld, is it called? Tool. Auto merge. There it is. So I can use that. Now if I move this over here and turn snap on, they become one. Just like in the Spice Girls song. They need some love, like they've never needed love before. Right, so now that means we can go in and we can delete these bad boys. If I hold control and click there, it selects the shortest edge. How cool is that? And then just press X to dissolve edges, I believe. Yeah, that gets rid of the verts that were there as well. Okay, cool. So now, what I can do is I can... what can I do? I can grab these edges. Man, it feels so weird being so noobish at something, but like I said, I've never done most of this before in Blender. It's always been Maya or 3ds Max, so it's really strange for me to do this. So Bevel, Control B, I believe. Yep. And then we'll get a little face going. I'll reconnect these. Grab those three at once. Actually, can I like merge to center? Is that a thing? Merge. But distant. Okay, merge by distance. That'll do. We're doing that. Okay, cool. Merge by distance. Nice. Alright, so that messes up the position a little bit, but we're not that bothered about that right now. Actually, that side it was fine. This side it's just messed up as a smidge, so it's okay. We'll line it up. Right, so cool. So now what that means is that we can grab... Oh, what did I just do? I hate everything. Oh, that's right. If I'm not in object mode, if I'm in object mode and I press 3, it hides everything. That's really annoying. Alright, so are we back? Is everything back? Cool, we're back. So yeah, we're going to grab these faces. That one. Just grab the shortest path. Yes, and then we're going to extrude that inwards. Yeah, what you got, Jack? You can't keep us in suspense like that. What's in the box? Okay, object mode. Let's turn wireframe off so I don't get confused again. That looks janky as all hell, but that's okay. Sometimes things just look janky as all hell. You have to accept it for what it is. That is specifically janky though, isn't it? Oh, that's why. It's not merged. It lied to me. You were the chosen one. Still looks wrong, but you know what it'll do for now. Why is one edge... Like, there's going to be a lot of questions on this. But before you know it, I'm going to be a Blender wizard. But right now that is far from the case. It's probably because this is sticking out a bit. Anyway, little face. I hate the little mark in the middle. And then we'll get a little box to go at the back. We could probably just extrude it from this actually. Insert this with an I believe. I to insert. Yeah. And then we want to scale this on Z. I believe if you press it twice it goes local. S, Z, Z. Oh no, S, X, X. Yeah, there we go. So it's too smaller, but I also want to move it back to where it was. There's definitely better ways of doing this. Like I said, I'm still learning, so please forgive me. Do forgive me if my head's a little vague. Who's that? If you were to play. Sorry, when I get confused, I sing Sweeney Todd. This is just how I do. You must accept this. Alright, so we're going to be extruding this bad boy out this way. And then doing it again. How do you get it to not do it locally? Why? Okay, like that. Like that. That's how you do it. Cool. Okay, and then scale that in. What in the sweet hell have I done now? Man, I'm doing a lot of stuff I don't understand. But that's okay. Cursor selected. Right, we're making a proper pig's ear of this, but this is how we learn, folks. Wait, what's people saying now? 20 nugs and a burger. Oh, that's a winning formula right there. 20 nugs and a burger. Wait, is my screen on everything? I just realised I've not checked it in ages. Yes, you're all still here. Good. Rainbow Unicorn has gone out of stock permanently. Oh god, it is. That's Charlie's favourite ice cream in the world. And they're stopping making it. The bastards. What have they done to you? What have they done? But, you know, at least hopefully now you can find the nice new flavour that you like. Fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed. Right, we're aligning them. This is definitely the dirtiest, grossest thing I've ever made. But this is how we learn, isn't it? I'll watch some, like, you know, boring video tutorials off stream so you guys aren't, you know, exposed to that. But also from time to time, you know, we can watch tutorials together on stream. It's completely fine to do that with YouTube stuff, as long as it's, you know, not paid for content. If it's open source and free on YouTube, it's fine. Okay, that already looks a bit better with a bit of auto smoothing. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab these faces. We're going to extrude these bad boys up like so. Turn snapping off so it doesn't go crazy. And yeah, like I said, this is not going to be correct proportionally right now. This is just going to be rough estimation that we can then go in and fix in the future. So we've got that, and then we'll add a little cut up here, about there. And then we'll add some, get the faces, extrude them to about there. Now we're going to be a little bit crafty here. Let me see, is this going to work? If I scale this down. Scale this down a little bit now. Then I can put, let's see, 1, 2, 3. If I put 3 cuts in this, then I should theoretically be able to move each one of these just a little bit. Shite! I pressed the number again. Does anyone know a shortcut to get everything back when you accidentally hide it? Because I keep doing this. It's really annoying. Right, okay. Wrong thing. So yeah, I want to select this, move it up. Leave that where it is, and then push this one down. And then we'll grab the end pieces. Ooh. Move them down a bit. Like I said, move them down a bit. Okay. And then reset the cursor, scale that down a bit more. Now we can always grab edges like this, and then we can bevel them. Wait, what did this do? What did I just do? Yes, we can add more detail like this, which we shouldn't really be doing at this point because this is just a block out, but you know what? Give the people what they want, you know what I mean? So we're going to do this. Okay. Really rough approximation. The end is definitely too big. That's what she said. And that's fine. I've not looked at chat for a while. Let me see what this is saying. What's the hardest shape to make? It depends. In general, like, primitive shapes are fine, but one of the hardest things to make is the human head, because it's kind of a complex shape anyway, but it's not like overly hard. But the problem is, humans are sort of naturally trained to recognize another human face. And when something's off with it, you can really tell, like straight away. It's called Uncanny Valley. When something is just off, you're not sure why, but you know it's off. But when it comes to standard, just objects, it's not as sort of easy to spot a problem with them. So, you know, it's a little easier to get away with stuff. So yeah. When it comes to just like general primitive shapes, there's nothing really too difficult. Although hard surface stuff like mechanical things can be quite hard. I want to get much better at doing them, so there'll be some streams in the future of me making some hard surface stuff for sure. Right, let's go back over here. I've got a little representative automaton. Where's the friggin' origin point gone now? Let's rotate the bad boy. No, gotta do this again. I'm getting sick of doing this. There's got to be a way of fixing that. There we go. So I haven't puffed up against that. There we go. Nothing too fancy, but he's got an automaton. Hashtag just saying. Right, I don't know about you guys. It really bugs me when there's something like... I know the origin point's got to be there, but I want to see the object without interruption. And I find that little bright orange dot quite distracting. What does bevel mean? Oh, okay. Sorry, bevel. Let me show you. If we get a box like this, a bevel is when you... Wait, can I reset the things in this without bugging the whole thing up? Can I apply multi-object? Okay, that one said no. Let's try again. Let's try on this computer here. So basically, let me just set my transforms. Okay, so a bevel, when you've got your edges on here, like these edges that I'm selecting, they're just hard, sharp corners like you can see here. Actually, I'll zoom in on this and make it easier for you. So see this corner here, it's just a hard edge. If I select all my edges like that, and I tell it to bevel, it's putting a kind of a chamfered edge on it. It's chopping the edge off it. And one of the cool things you can do with the bevel in Blender, which you can't do in Maya and stuff on the fly, well you can but not as easily. I can do that and see the way it's still kind of like a diagonal sharp edge. I can add intersections with my mouse wheel to make it smoother, which is really nice. So I'll probably do that actually, just something like that. But actually I also want to try, like I said before, there's a modifier for doing bevels for you, like in the shader. So I want to try that a second. Let me just save the scene so I don't bugger this up. So yeah, I've froze transforms. I'm going to go to the modifier panel and I'm going to go to bevel. Okay, it worked this time. I think last time I just hadn't set the things up properly. It's basically, yeah, this is doing it for me without me having to actually do the geometry. So if I go to edit this mesh, it's still just a box. But the computer is smart enough to figure out how to do the bevel after I've adjusted the shape, which is great because one of the problems with doing a bevel and then adjusting the shape is that your bevel gets skewed and broken. It gets kind of inaccurate. Whereas if I use this, then no matter what I do to this shape, so for example, if I go to my edges, I add a couple of bits in here, and then I grab my face and extrude it. Watch what happens on this part here. You see at the moment it's just a straight line down, but it's beveled. If I extrude this, you see it's added the bevel to the new shape and to the space with the old shape connected, which if I were to bevel it manually, it couldn't do that. I'd have to do it again, which would... It's a nightmare, basically. When you bevel something, you've pretty much decided your shape is final, and you try and make it look a bit more polished. So that way, if I go to smooth shade, you can see it looks quite nice and smooth and stuff. So yeah, the bevel modifier is really powerful, and I'm glad I finally got sort of getting into using Blender so I can use that, because it's a great tool. Let's go enable auto smooth. This one. Let's see, 45, 60. Yeah, auto smooth is basically useless when there's a bevel on it. I don't know why I'm bothering that. That's cool. Thanks. No worries, mate. Any questions about art or game dev stuff? Just ask away. I'm more than happy to share what I know. Let's see. If I select these, can I select these? You know, it's really hard to get your brain out of things that you're so used to doing. Now, if I set this to mark sharp, I believe that should keep it sharp. That mark sharp means that if I use this auto smooth, yeah, see, auto smooth, it kind of ignores the angle that I put in here. So this auto smooth, what this is basically saying, everything over 5 degrees at the moment, because I typed in 5, would say that, you know, if it's over 5 degrees, start smoothing it. So if I say if it's over 10 degrees, start smoothing. If it's over 30 degrees, start smoothing. You can see it smooths some of these, but not all of them, because some of these were at 30-degree angle and some of them weren't. But because I've marked this seam as sharp, it doesn't matter what number I put in, it's not going to adjust that seam, which is great for this because the bottom of the computer will be flatter than the rest of it. So it's really nice. So let's just put this at 45. No, let's give it a 60. 60 is usually a pretty good number to use. Yeah. So it keeps the flat bottom on it. That's the problem we had before with the clock, I think. Was it the clock? There was something I was looking at before that I did that with and it ballsed up. Oh, the chair. It was the chair, wasn't it? I remember. Speaking of which, let's just shall we go find a gamer chair that we want to use? Wait, oh, what's going on? What's going on in chat? I see lots of cry faces. Ever made a 3D Willy? No. I should hide one in your room like an Easter egg. I've not made a 3D Willy, but my old uni tutor has made a 3D nunny. I don't know what the technical term would be that I can use on Twitch, but you all know what a nunny is. A 3D coochie. Basically, he's from Blackpool or lives in Blackpool, and his friend runs a rock shop and he makes his own shapes and things. And he asked my old tutor to digitally sculpt a Vagoo so that his friend can get it molded and made into into a rock lolly to sell. So, you know, yeah, I know some interesting people. That's all I'm saying. Right, so where was I up to before you mentioned 3D genitalia? It's kind of hard to get back from that, isn't it? My darling dearest wifey, if you can hear this, could you please refill my beverage? Thank you. Yeah, so we've got the computer base. We could look at some computers maybe to see what kind of cool shapes we can get. Or I think first, no, let's try and flesh it out a bit more. We're doing better. We're definitely much further than we were earlier on at the start of the stream. So let's try and think of more things that we can do. Oh yeah, he needs a door, doesn't he? Wait, how do I do this? Like I said before, I made this subtracty thing. I'm not sure how I made it. So let me see. Dano definitely needs a mini fridge. He's got one. This is his mini fridge. It's ready. Well, you know, it's got like a door sort of cut into it, but yeah, this front will be glass. This will be an actual door that opens. There'll be some food and drinks in there. You gotta have your stream snacks. Yeah, this box thing. Oh, Effie, thank you. Yeah, this box thing's quite cool. So basically, it subtracts from any shape that's within it. So at the moment, it's just sat in the wall, but this shape isn't actually. This isn't this shape. It's just flat. So if I go to edit mode, and I click on this, I can actually move this. Move this along. You can see it's a solid wall. But this shape here cuts through it. So I can move this shape anywhere and it'll cut through any bit of this wall. But it only affects that object, so I'm trying to remember how I did this. So let me see. It's in here. Cube 4. So basically I got this, I put a modifier on it. No. Oh, okay, I get it. I put this Boolean modifier, which is a Boolean is like a subtraction, it's like a cutout without actually affecting the shape. And then I told it that cube 4 is the thing to cut out. See? So, cool. Okay, good to know. Let me see. What about them pendulum things that people have in desks, like the metal balls? Oh, yeah, the Newton's cradle. I don't think it'd really have that, though. Like, that feels more like an office desk toy as opposed to like a cool producer thing, because, like I said, we're going for this kind of stuff. Actually, let's look at our reference. That is a good shout, Jack. Well done. So in our reference, what I did, I gathered a bunch of pictures of people's streaming rooms or producer rooms to see what kind of stuff they had. So this is a pretty cool like gaming room. So this person's got a lot of game memorabilia, cool statues and figures and mics and stuff. You'll need a mic. Thank you. And there's posters and stuff on the wall. There's cool strip lights. Let me see. There'll be some more specific music ones around here somewhere, because I did get a few of them. This one's got a bed. I made sure to get a few bedroom ones. An arcade machine. That would be cool. We could put an arcade machine here maybe. Here you got Pikachu. I've got a lovely wife visiting me. Are you staying up here now?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Lovely. Charlie's going to be in the background if you need anything from her, so just shout. I'll get her to send it over. She got me a water. I'm sure she can get other stuff. Right, so yeah, this is another gaming room, which this is a pretty sick setup, by the way. Just saying. Very jealous. But let's look at the more musical ones. So this guy's a producer. He's got a keyboard here. Got his monitors on stands. Like I was saying before, you don't want your monitors to point at your chest. You want them to point at your ears, so you don't make music for your nipples. That's a saying. This one looks really cool. Records on the walls of his albums. That is a good one. I like it. Good choice, mate. Yeah, we could do that. We could put some records here, maybe in frames or something. Bless you. Look at that. She comes up here, starts shouting about stuff. Making a racket with a gob. Let me see. Framed record. Cool. Good shout, Jackaboy. Let's see. What would be a good way of doing this? Something. We want to keep it nondescript because we don't actually have stuff for him. Let me see. Something like this would be nice. Copy image. So we can get some framed albums like this kind of thing. I'll just reframe this together. Or something like this. Let me see. Copy. I doubt it's got any gold records, but or what we could have, which would be kind of funny. I watch a guy called Eliminate online, and before he got his actual YouTube like 100,000 viewer plaque, he made his own out of cardboard, which is pretty sweet. Eliminate YouTube plaque. Eliminate HQ. Let me see if I can find it. He made his own, like I said. I can't see it right now, but basically, yeah, it was pretty funny. So maybe we could do something like that as well. But I like the idea of having a little record box. So let's do that. Framed records. Oh wait, I've missed chat for a bit. A signed photo of his favourite Power TT player. That would be a nice one. Have you got a reference for Will's autograph? Ooh, sick Ben, brah. She is behind me. I can just smack one if you want. I mean, I can't because it's Twitch TOS, but you know what I'm saying. She knows what she did. So let's get one of these in. Let's go for. Let's get one of these for now. This looks pretty cool. So we're just gonna get a. Oh yeah, another cool thing about Blender, I can just click like that to set the origin there, and then I can tell it to build a cube, and it'll build it from that point. Really great, like nice little time saver. So yeah, let's do this. Scale this in, move it out, snap it to that vert. So it's now see, this is one of those times where this is being a pain. I don't fully understand this tool properly to know what it snaps and how, so that's okay. What we're going to do instead is just move it manually. It feels like Chris's streams more. Ah, look at that. See, exactly. She's got Cooper. You got to like hers more. But I mean, do you get awesome songs like you do on mine? You get a lot of Budoo Budoos and Badabadas. I don't know if you get that many on Chellies. So we've got our little box like this. We can inset this now to be like that, and then we can extrude it inwards, scale it in from there, but that's not accurate, so center it, then scale it in from there. Okay, now we can use that point to make a disc. So we're going to get a cylinder. No, we're going to get a circle. Whoa, it's a big circle. Sweet Jesus. And then we're going to change this to be 10 centimeters. No, it's 10 meters, you idiot. That's 10 centimeters. Although vinyls are 12 inch, aren't they? So 12 centimeters? I don't know. Let's go for 12 centimeters. And then we'll rotate it along that axis by 90. Another cool thing about Blender, you can just type in values and it just does it. It's really weird. Yeah, move that out, and then I'm gonna... Is it fill? Right click. Fill. Is there a fill? Hello, Philip. I know one of these works. Edit mode. Right click. Where is it now? There's definitely one of these that I've seen. If I fill, there it is. Oh god, that's nasty. That is not a nice fill. Wait, that's the pretty version apparently. You know what? I don't like that. Let's go with a cylinder. My original plan. So we're going to make a cylinder. We're going to shrink it right down. I'm going to rotate it by on the Z at 90. Nope. On the X. There you go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this face. Like I said, I'm going to grab this face. There we go. Invert and delete. No. Delete. Faces. Yes. Okay. There we go. And now we just got... Oh crap, I did it again. I pressed the button to hide things. Turn everything back on. Is there a show all button? Did I add it to this? No. Okay. Right, yeah. So I've got that. Now I'm going to center it. By doing that and then that. Then we're going to move it backwards. And we're going to scale it down. A little bit. Just like that. How did it get off center? Right, sorry, what's going on here? You got Cooper Foods here. Piece of... Okay, mate. Piece of people. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you meant peace out, but peace of will do. Awesome, mate. All right, well, have a nice evening. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your nuggies. Have a few for me, because I love nuggies. And yeah, we'll see you next time, mate. Right, what I'm going to do, I want to make sure this disc is central. I'm also going to give it a bit of girth. So to do that, I'm going to use I could just extrude it, but I want to use a modifier because I'm trying to get used to using more modifiers in Blender. So what we can do, if we go over here, there's one called Solidify. That one, yeah. So if I click on that, you can't really see it well on here, but you can see it's give it a bit of depth now. And this is cool because this lets me adjust the original shape without having to worry about the extrusions and stuff. Real nice. So that's cool. Now we can grab the original shape, which is this one. Do an inset, sorry. I'm going to insert it like that and then scale it right down. Going to center it again, scale it down. And that way we've got a little sort of nubbin in the middle, which I'm going to extrude a teeny bit. And then scale once more. There we go. It doesn't look perfect, but it'll do for now. And then move that back there. I will have an actual like glass thing on this frame at some point, but for now this will do. So what we want to do now is get a little box going underneath it. So Shift A, Mesh, Box, or Cube, sorry, excuse me. Forgive me. Move it down there, and then we're going to scale this one in a little bit as well. Once again, trying to remember to center that. It's definitely going to take me a while to get used to centering everything, I've got to admit. But this is why we're doing this, isn't it? We're doing it to get used to what we do. And I want to make sure I'm not in negative scale, because that'll lead to bad things. See the way everything's blue at the moment? Sometimes things are red, like this. And that means that the face is the wrong way around, and basically later on down the line that's going to cause problems. So we want to avoid that where possible. So that's what I'm doing. So if you can hear dogs barking outside, I've got the window open because it gets pretty hot in here. And my mic might pick it up, it might not, I don't know. I ain't no friggin' judge. Alright, so let's get all these together. We're just going to merge them for now, just to keep things simple. Although that meant that that disappeared, so that's not good. Let's not do that. Is the record actually inside the case? It's so hard to tell. Wait, where did it go? Alright, you can see that now, right? Okay, cool. Let's get these all grouped into a group and call that wall record. Well, my computer's just warned me that it's too hot. That's not good. Wall record. Okay. So now we've got our wall record as one thing. We can press, is it L? How do you select the group again? I forgot how you select a group, so that's okay. We'll just do this. So you right click, select objects. Okay, the stream started. Alright, thank you. Let's have a quick look at my task manager, see what's going on. It was been a bit funny before the stream as well, that there was a Windows update the other day, so of course everything's buggered up now. Because that's how Windows likes to update stuff, by breaking it. It says I've got 2 blenders open, which I don't, so that's a good start. Alright, anyway, we're good. We're good, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, so we've got a record on the wall. That looks about right for now. It doesn't need to be exact, like I said, just placeholder stuff. I can use your beast. It's okay, thank you. I've got all my stuff on here. A lot of it can't be moved because of licenses and stuff. But thank you anyway. Right, let's see. Have any of these got records on the walls? That's a really nice... Look how clean that setup is. I thought you had an automaton then. It's a mic stand. Yeah, that's a very clean, nice producer setup. I like it a lot. Right, let's find... This guy's got a record on the wall. That looks nice. Okay, good call, Jack. He's not here, but we know it's a good call. Let's center the cursor on that and then just scale this up a bit. That looks a bit better. Like I said, this isn't accurate stuff. I'm just being a little... What?
Alexa, cancel.
Bloody madam out there being a pain in the ass again. Yeah, so let me just check how I do this. Select object. I'm just going to quickly Google if there's a way of selecting objects in a collection without having to click it every time because it's a pain in the ass. Blender, select collection. Let me see. Select collection objects quickly. How do I select a collection in Blender? Of course, the video. I want to see text. That's why I'm not on YouTube. Google, learn. There's the way to select all objects inside of a collection. That's the kind of information I want. I want it in text format. When you're in the 3D view, select one of the collection objects and press Shift G, collection. Ah. See if this works then. Shift G, collection. Okay, it's hard. It's a little quicker. It's not a lot quicker. But you know what? I'll take it. That's good. Good. Thank you, online person. Username Moonboots. What a name. Thank you, Moonboots. May God be with you. Alright, so anyway, we've got a record on the wall. That's good. Using Moonboots' little tip to move this along. About there. It's not exact, but it'll do. Okay, we're making progress, folks. Look at all this progress we've made tonight. Now, once again, I'm going to say it. He needs a door. I keep forgetting to make the door. So let's do that. Can we, this is where things get interesting, can I duplicate the shape that I'm using as a booleans and use it as a shape again? We'll see, we'll see. So I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to move it backwards. I said backwards, if you don't mind, Blender. Right, now this is a problem because obviously this is still invisible. We don't want it to be invisible. Now, did I do this? I can't remember if I did this or not to it. Let me see. This doesn't have a shader. Okay, so let me just see this modifier. I think this is a standalone thing, so it should be solid, right? Am I crazy? Let's find out. Because I knew it wouldn't be wise to do this, but let's just... I mean, you know, you don't have to see a try, do you? Oh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this. Yeah, I'm going to delete this because that was a bad idea. Are you crazy? Is a very broad question. It is. It is a very broad question. But it's an accurate question. Sometimes you've got to ask these questions. So let's make a cube. I'm going to turn that on and I'm going to move it to snap to there. Actually, I'm going to move to snap to there. That way, it's already in kind of the right spot we need. So now if we go to 3, to the faces, we can move this face over here to snap that there. Move this face to snap it up here. Oops. And there we have an exactly right shaped block. I don't know what the word is. And then we're going to scale it in a bit. Grab it as a whole and move it backwards. And now, if I grab this vertex down here and I set the origin point to that, sorry, I set the 3D cursor to that, that means that when I rotate this, it'll rotate along that point. Which is great, that's exactly what we want. It's like a hinge. So there we go, we have ourselves a door. Lovely stuff. So, one door, done. You know what, so far tonight's progress I'm quite happy with. We've done quite a bit of stuff. It doesn't seem it, but we have. That's the thing with 3D work though, it always seems like it's a lot less work than it is. Especially when you don't know the software like I don't. This is really very new to me. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to apply this boolean. I've got it built into me to not trust booleans. So if I apply this now, actually let me save first just in case anything crashes. If I apply this, now that boolean doesn't exist, which means if I delete this, yeah, okay. Now this actually is the geometry. It's been affected by this. This is the actual shape of it now. So cool. Don't need to worry about any more of that stuff. Wonderful. Okay, so what now? What do we make now? You see, got the record on the wall. We've got, I mean, this wall is pretty bare. We want it to be fairly bare, but at the same time, I want it to be interesting. So I think maybe some kind of cool cutout shapes or something going on in there. Let's have a look at our reference. Maybe a window. He doesn't have any windows at the moment. That's kind of a bummer. Plus, I might give him some kind of shelves over his bed or something. Let's see. I saw a good example with the bed before. What did he have? So this person, they've got like an insert with a painting above the bed. That might be cool, you know, a little insert. I kind of like the weird tiling that they've got as well. It's kind of cool. This kind of thing might be interesting for the opposite wall we were just talking about, or some of these kind of hexagonal shelves, because that'll go with the hexagons at the back as well, like a theme. I do quite like this kind of city view as well though, but I don't think we're going to have anything like outside like that, you know, we don't want to push it too far. We've already got a lot going on. There's so many choices. This is why you get so much reference. I tend to get too much reference, but at the same time, I don't think there really is such a thing as too much reference, you know. You can spend too long doing it, but there's never really too much, in my opinion. My humblest of opinions, of course. So what can we go with? It is a bedroom, so we should have like a wardrobe or something, but at the same time... Actually, maybe we can give them like a built-in wardrobe. That could be what that side is. Part of that could be... oh, another door for like a walk-in closet, maybe. How old is Dino? The VR Dino, not your buddy. Okay. You know what? I don't know. VR Dino, I'm going to say is probably about 29, 30, somewhere around there. In, you know, human years. So he would have like kind of a cool room like this. He's, you know, he's not living with his parents or anything. He's at home, solo producing, got his cool little setup. He spends his money on things that he likes. And this is probably the nicest room in the entire house. The rest of it's just Billy Basic, so that he can afford the stuff for this room. That's how I'm seeing it. So yeah, I think he lives alone. He might have a pet, I don't know yet, but I think he lives alone. So he can be a bit lavish with this one room. It's kind of like his man cave kind of thing, but it's his bedroom. Well, I like these kind of like shapes in the walls. That might be cool. Oh, maybe his helmet. I think he's going to have like a helmet for certain special events, like, you know, like a Dead Mouse kind of Daft Punk kind of thing. Maybe put 1 or 2 figures on the shelf then. That age will still be nostalgic for some of his geeky childhood, I think, but not too cluttered. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, that's the idea of the shelves on the left, was have some stuff on there for that kind of stuff. But it'd be nice to have the occasional shelf, maybe like those hexagonal ones I just saw, which, you know, with a figure on it, like not a pop figure, but you know, that kind of thing. Or maybe he's a fan of is it Rocksteady and Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the dinosaurs? Well, were they rhinos? I can never remember now. I think they were rhinos. I know I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, but it's been a long time. Rocksteady and Bebop. Let's see, Rocksteady and Bebop. A rhino and a pig. Close enough. Warthog and a rhinoceros. Alright, I remember them being like a dinosaur, but still. That's not the point, is it? Yeah, TMNT. See, it's perfect. TMNT is definitely peak nostalgia. But yeah, I think to make use of this space and to think of it realistically as a bedroom, I think it would be a good idea to have like a door for, you know, like alluding to a walk-in closet or something on this side. Or even just a wardrobe, you know, just some kind of other door. Now I'm wishing I'd have kept that other space so I could have one here. Actually, I've just made a door, haven't I? I just made a door. I'll copy this one. So now I can... oh, it's kept the rotation as well. Nice. So now we can rotate this 90 degrees and just move it like that. There we go. How easy was that? So now we can allude that there's a door there. We can work into that in the future, but for now, that's just... it's kind of just solving an issue for now. We can give it a cheeky little door frame as well. Let's just quickly do that. So what I'm going to do the door frame, I'm going to... let's see, I can do this in a confusing way. Let's do it. Shift D, I'm going to duplicate the door. And I'm going to scale it... wait, no. I'm going to extrude the edges. No. Nope. Yes, there we go. Okay. I'm going to extrude the edges. With center this, scale it. I need to set transforms first, otherwise it's going to mess up my bloody... there's one thing I need to get used to in Blender as well. Is the fact that when you scale and stuff, it gets messed up if it's not fixed. Now I can scale it properly. No. Okay, fine. We'll do a live. There we are. Alright, so we can ignore the bottom at the moment. The bottom's going to be rugged, but we'll fix that in a minute. Actually, we'll fix that first. So, I really need to learn to cut. I know it sounds daft, but to cut around stuff. It should be really straightforward. Split. Is that it? Split. Is that what I want? No, it's not what I want. Definitely not. Knife. Let's use the knife. Click that. Click there. Does this have like a sort of a straight mode to snap it perfectly? I don't think it does it? Never mind. We can always sort that out afterwards. Sorry about the sirens. Alright, so now we've got that, we can go to... oh, crap, I did the thing again. I don't want to hide things. Stop hiding stuff, stupid Blender. Oh, I wonder how many people do that like all the time, because I tell you, I forgot I always do it, but it's really annoying. Alright, so we'll grab these two. And we will we'll move them to align with this. So just on this axis. There we go. God, I can't wait till I'm good at Blender, because at the moment I can't do the things I normally would do in Maya with this, and it's kind of frustrating, but we'll get there with it. We're learning together. Definitely sounds like you're in a rough city centre. That's good to know. Alright, now we're going to do the same again this side. Can I like link them? Is that a way of doing this? Is there a connect? Let's see. Shear? No. Minimize? No. So slice? Split? No. I've tried that already. Set flow. Oh, new edge from vertices. Wait, connect vertex path. Okay. I mean, that did something. It wasn't the right thing, but it did something. That's cool to know. So, again, that didn't do it properly, but I like where its head's at. That's fine. I could do this a slightly quicker way, I think, if I do this and then I press Control R and then I move this down here. Now what I can do, It's what I did before actually. If I grab this, I can move it up. Snap it there, grab this, move it up, snap it there. And actually no, I want to snap it there, don't I? Move this down, snap it to that one, and then I can use this, and because I've got auto weld turned on, I can move them there, and I can simply delete these. Dissolve edges. There we go. I sound really simple when I say it like that. Dissolve edges. Right. Now, let me see if this thing works like before. This is a pretty cool function if it works. So I've just connected those two together. It's made this new edge here, which isn't ideal. But you know what? It does the job. So we can snap that there, and now it's ideal. Now, can I dissolve these edges without causing trouble? Yes. Nice. It doesn't delete the corner. Beautiful. Okay. Again, we're learning, folks. I've also just realised I don't need these faces. That's even better. Oh, I did it again. I pressed 3 again. No. Don't press 3, you dum-dum. Turn everything back on. There's also probably a show all button, as you definitely know. View, show. Let me see. There's got to be one, right? There's got to be a show all. Show. No. There will be. I know there will be. But again, this is the kind of stuff we're going to learn as we go along. If I try and make note of the stuff that isn't immediately obvious, I can learn it for next time. So yeah, for now we're going to grab these faces and we're going to... Oh, crap and a cracker. We're going to... What is happening? Why has it selected something? That's why. I was in the wrong mode. So yeah, delete faces. Okay, so that has deleted them, right? There's not left any floating vertices. Cool. Alright, now that long-winded process was to generate this frame which we've got now. So what we can do... Your boy pressed 3 again. Turn these back on for the 100th time. I might learn one of these days to not press 3. Hey Zell, how's it going, buddy? Do you have a nice nap? Naps are peak existence when it's a good nap. When it's a bad nap, you know, sometimes you wake up from a nap and you're like, I feel like I've been asleep for 12 years. They're the worst kind of naps where you feel like you've woke up in a crypt. But good naps are real good naps. So how you doing? You okay? I hope you had a good nap. They're the best kind. So yeah, we're going to grab these two faces. I'm going to delete them. Now we've just got this frame. No bad thanks. It was great since I was in a lot of pain, but just a little bit now. Okay, well I'm sorry to hear that you're in any kind of pain, but I'm glad it's eased off a little bit for you. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Hopefully you're good too. How you doing, Charlie? You well? You good? Hopefully you're good. Right. And so you get an irregular view of Charlie's mountain of plushies. It's like you get an unlimited show me the plushie redeems for free. Alright, let's go extrude some faces. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the frame like that for now, just so we've got a frame in place. Right, yeah, so you won't know what I'm doing. I'll explain what I'm doing. Oh, J5, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, so what I'm doing basically, I've got a friend who makes music called Dino Space Ring, makes music online. They're going to start doing music streams as a VTuber because they want to keep identity secrets and whatnot. So they're going to be VTubing whilst making music. So they've asked me, as a 3D artist, to make them some scenes to render so that they can have some cool backdrops and stuff. So this scene is going to be Dino's bedroom. It's going to be like the intro place where Dino starts his stream. So he wakes up after the timer runs out, runs downstairs and appears from this stagey platform thing, like to dry ice and lasers and whatnot. It's a big thing. But basically we're making a cool like producer bedroom like this. So I'll try and show you control. I'll show you. So yeah, we're making this kind of just cool, like, you know, gamer producery looking room. You get the general vibe that we're going for. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. I've took this kind of elements for the back wall, for example. So over time, like I'm trying to learn Blender, which is this software, because I know how to use the other industry standard software, but Blender to me is quite new. So I'm trying to use my experience in 3D art to learn this new program. And I was saying before, it's kind of frustrating because I've not felt like a noob in years. And with using this stuff, it's like I feel like I'm at square one, which is great in one way, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because I should know all this. Like I do know all this, but not in this software, if that makes sense. It's like, you know, technically a guitar and a bass are very similar things. They're just two strings difference. But you can't just jump from guitar to bass like it's nothing. There's difference involved. That was a bad example, really, because they're not that different. But you know what I mean? It's like guitar to banjo, right? They both look like kind of the same thing. They're both completely different instruments, but they do the same kind of job, you know? I think that's a slightly better example. Yeah, very true. Exactly, very true. Yeah, Dino made Charlie's music. That's right. So yeah, Charlie's music for a back screen and a just starting soon screen and stuff like that. That's Dino's music. The lo-fi game stuff. It's pretty cool. You know, I think I might get some of that stuff for mine at some point, but I'm more the kind of the electric kind of stuff. But I could put some of Dino's on. I've got 2 of Dino's, but we'll leave this playlist on at the moment. Either way, it's probably going to get muted on the VOD because Twitch is an arse these days for any kind of music, so that's great. Right, so what was I doing? I've done the door. So this would be like some kind of wardrobe, I think. If we utilize the space on the right, we imagine there's another room in there or another wardrobe. So we've got a shelf for knickknacks and things. We could add some more knickknacks in the future for that. But I'm trying to get the general just shapes blocked in for now. So I was saying before, we've got like the computer base would be here, so we'd build into that properly later. We've got speakers. These are monitor speakers. These are computer monitors. We've got his music keyboard, his stream deck, typing keyboard, mouse, shelf for them both. Mini fridge, obviously, to store all of the Wraith, which you got with the promo code Paws and Tails for 10% off. Alarm clock, bed. So yeah, above the bed, I think we're gonna have some kind of like cool, like feature wall type stuff. Like where was it? Oh, there's one before the bed. This stuff. This is really nice. Kind of an interesting, like geometric shaped wallpaper or panels or whatever that is, with like a cutout section for a picture. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Like a true gamer, and behind him playing Spider Solitaire and Expert. Oof. Yeah, give Zell a wave, Charlie. Where are you? Am I in the way? Wait, where'd you go? She's not even listening now. Did she wave? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, what's that? Oh, little love heart. Isn't she nice? Okay, yeah, anyway. I'll move my big bald head out of the way. You're seeing? Okay, good. I'm glad you saw. Yeah, so we're thinking of something like this above the bed. Maybe just like a feature wall. And then maybe some kind of like... These shelves are quite cool, the hexagon shelves, because they kind of tie in with the back like hexagon wall as well, which would be used for both interesting lighting, like this, but also for like audio panels, like where is it? Like this. So this is actually like audio dampening panels, but we could mix it with the cool lighting. So you know, see what we get. There's plenty of choices, basically. So this is still the super early stages of this scene. LED lights and soundproofing. Yes, exactly. That's what it would be, like a power combo. LED lights and soundproofing. But yeah, this is all super early doors. There's nothing really fancy happening yet, but we'll get there soon as we go along. And you guys are along for the journey, so you'll see this scene slowly sneak together, which is really nice. And I'll get quicker with it. The more I learn Blender, the more I go along with it. I'll get quicker. And you'll also see we'll use other programs as well. We'll do some sculpting in ZBrush probably for the details on the models later on. We'll go into Substance Painter to texture everything. I don't think we're going to use Unreal Engine for anything, so we'll probably just actually keep it in here. But we'll learn how to animate and stuff as well, because Dino's going to need some animations. We'll also probably sculpt Dino at some point. Thinking about it, I'll have to ask him. But yeah, because at the moment this is just a placeholder body. This isn't a dinosaur head, but Dino's like Triceratops, by the way. So Dino's got a Triceratops head, so we'll have to sculpt that at some point. He's going to look something like that. But, you know, obviously a lot better. It's a really rough sketch. But yeah, let's see, catch up on chat. Tweet is so hidden by my chair. Yeah, you can be sneaky. Oh, God. My chair can't be. I just hit my desk with it. Yeah, I've got a fat head and a big chair, so it doesn't really help. What's the ball on the shelves? People did used to pay for these classes. And you're getting a free redeem. Look at that. The ball on the shelf. Charlie's about to show you, actually. Do you want to... Where is she? She's going to show you now. Hang on a second. Let me go to just chatting. Which one's that? Just chatting is 2. Okay. Dropped out then. Everything okay? Am I still here? I think my mic's still live. Am I still live? Yeah. Everything just went weird and now I'm a lot louder than I was. What the hell happened there?
It is. Yeah.
No, not that Pokeball. Oh yeah, that Pokeball becomes Pikachu. What's the ball? Oh, the ball on the shelf. Sorry, that one. God, why am I so much louder now? Sorry, my audio just went weird and now I'm so much louder than I was. Hopefully you can still hear okay. It's definitely gone weird for me. Yeah, this ball, it's a placeholder for an automaton, which is one of these things. Oh wait, I'm not on the screen, am I? That one, yeah. One of these guys. It's an automaton. So basically it's like a little musical instrument. You touch like a metal pad and it makes a note. And there's a little mouth that shouts. You can hear fine. Seems like it's changed mics. Yeah, that's weird. Hopefully it's still using... Yeah, so I was just checking it hasn't changed to the camera. I wonder why it did that. Either way, I think as long as you can hear me, it's okay for now. Yeah, I reckon every now and again my mic is a bit dodgy. It kind of dies. So hopefully that's not just happened. But yeah, so I'm thinking above the bed, we can get something like the cool feature wall type thing, some downlights. Oh, I've also cut in something around the ceiling as well. Don't know if you can see that. But basically there's like a cutout section that goes all the way around the ceiling. I'm going to have some LEDs in set to that, so that it gives that cool kind of, you know, top-down look to it, which would be real nice, I think. Beanbag noise. Yeah, sorry, that's Charlie. She was faffing with that Pokeball. It's made of like a beanbag thing, so it's real noisy. Hopefully it's okay. Rude mic. Exactly. This mic is rude. Right, so yeah, what we're going to block in next, we've got the speakers, we've got the computer, we've got the chair. We made this little record thing for the wall. We've got a door. I think next we should maybe think about what's going to go above here. So what we can do, we can make one of those hexagon shelves, but I'm going to be real lazy. I'm going to take one of these hexagons that I've already got and then use that as a starting point, because it's usually good to reuse stuff if you get a chance. So Shift D to duplicate it. I'm going to grab this one. I think if I press L, it'll grab, yeah, it grabs all them. Invert it. Invert it, yeah, and then I'm going to delete those guys. Delete faces. There we go. Like I said, I'm going to be a lot quicker with this in the future. Right now, I'm very slow with it, but you know, I'm getting used to this new software, so you can forgive me, can't you? Okay, so we've got this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab these faces, like so. It's very slowly. Move them out, and then I'm going to insert them like so. Extrude it inwards, and then we've got ourselves a little box shelf in the shape of a hexagon. Isn't that lovely? Nice and quick. Learning, it's all good. Exactly, I'm learning this. You got a compressor on yours, so it never lets a little noise to be too loud. Okay, good. Hopefully mine isn't too bad. It's coming through your mic on your PC. You're a dingus lady. Hey, Jack's back. Hi, mate. You alright? Jack, Zell, have you guys met before? I can't remember. Jack's my brother, Zell. That's who won a gold at the Commonwealth Games recently. Amazing day. And then was on telly and all sorts of stuff. It's been a good time for him. Right, I'm actually going to change how thick this shelf is, because yeah, it's a little too thick compared to the reference. So let's just quickly change that out. Scale this up a little bit. Wait, I think if I hold Alt, will that... Oh, I forgot to do this now. Let's just scale it up like that, and then I'm going to move the edges back manually. Okay, that looks better. Let me see. Oh, they forgot the red sauce for your nuggies. No! No way. Yeah, it's Jack who... Jack's like the only one who feeds Cooper. It's a damn shame. Cooper needs feeding. Hey, there's a spider next to me. What are you doing? I just saw a spider just casually nipping up a little web up towards one of Charlie's bags. He's going to share it. But you know, if he stays there long enough, it's his bag now, right? One thing I love about Blender, when you rotate stuff like this, for example, if I rotate around this point, if I want it to be like exactly 90 degrees from where it was, I can just press 90 and it snaps. It's brilliant. So I can press R for rotate, Z for the axes, and then 180, and it'll flip it around. How cool is that? Right, let's move this backwards now. So put it on the wall. That should be exactly on the wall, but it's not. That's okay. We'll forgive it this once. So, yeah, we've got these little guys. Little box shelves that we can use for, like, you know, figures and stuff of that variety. So let's dot some of these about, shall we? One there. They do go pretty well together, so I'm actually just keep them close by. Let's see. Don't know why, but I'm expecting Paws to look up and slap your head. That's rude. I hope she doesn't. That'd be real rude. Let me see. Please, don't listen to them. They're evil. Where are you going? Don't you get the Gaki stick. She's going to get the stick from Gaki no Sky, and I can see a spider in her bag. If she hits me, I'm going to throw the spider at her. Just FYI, if she can hear me. Don't make me get anti-Twitch on you. TOS. TOS. Spousal abuse. That's what I thought. Right. Let's move this here, and then I think down a bit. So yeah, on the reference I've got 3 different size ones and they all look kind of cool. Ow! God, that was so loud in my headphones. Oh my god, that was so loud. Thank you. Alright, the spider's gone. I don't know where he went though, so you're welcome. Where the hell did the spider go? Oh, there he is. I was going to say I can see his shadow, but I can't see him. That's like some kind of vampire spider. He's there anyway, it's fine. He's probably just laying eggs in a bag, so it's fine. Right, so, let's get this duplicated, shall we? No, not yes, pause. Justice for eggheads, exactly. Hopefully there's plenty of spider eggs in her bag now. So Shift D, let's copy this across, scale it down. What does this stream become? Scale this up. Can you hear me again? Yeah. Okay. Sorry about this. I don't know why it's doing it. I think my CPU is dying because it's old as fuck for starters. But yeah, hopefully you can hear me okay. Rude, Mike. Can you hear it again now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to move this up. I'm going to move it up here. My ears are literally ringing now. It's interesting. Alright, this looks okay, but I'm not really happy with it, but that's alright. Sounds good. Good to know. There could be worse, you're right. But Zell, whilst you're here, if anybody's got any questions about game design or game development or game art or anything like that, please feel free to ask, like how things are done in the professional industry or any information like that. I'll tell you what I can tell you. Obviously there's certain rules in place due to contracts and things that I can't tell you some things, but I can tell you others. So, you know, ask away. Anything, any curiosities you might have. But again, no pressure. If you haven't got any questions, that's completely fine as well. You can just watch and enjoy. or watch and not like. It's up to you. I'm not in control of your opinions, am I? But yeah, this is really interesting for me to try and learn Blender. I figured if I try and stream my progress, it'll be some kind of accountability, so I actually do something, you know, rather than just waste my time. Alright, so in the reference, these frames have all got the same depth to them, so I'm going to try and match that as well. So, let's see. This frame's the right kind of depth, I think, so that I can fit figures and stuff on it. Well, that one looks a bit better in my opinion. Yeah, we'll go with the depth of that one. Also got a button that you hit before you press, before you whack. What? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, we've got a button that you press it and it makes a sound from the shell that sticks from. Mike, stop it. That is the, what, 4th time now? I want to throw it. Alright, sorry folks, the mic went buggered again. Okay, is there anything that you're legally not allowed to make? That's interesting. It depends. I mean, for example, if you're making a game about an IP, like say for example Star Wars or Harry Potter or something, if you don't have the license for that, you can't make that. It's illegal. If you tried to make that, they would A, cease and desist, and B, sue. So you don't want that. Hey Spider, bugger off, would you? He's now making a web down to the floor. He's following Charlie. That's nice. This guy. This guy right here.
Oh, wait. I don't like him.
He's on my hand.
No, he's on. He's coming to me.
His web's on my hand. Okay. Anyway, he's only a little guy. The little sticks in the hole if she wants to get him. Yeah, she's a pro streamer. 100% pause the pro stream in that household. That is true. That is true. This is a train wreck. But you know what? I'm learning. It's been a long time since I streamed. Well, I streamed a couple of weeks ago. But before that, it's been a very long time. So what was I saying? Yes. I want to match this stuff up. But yeah, hopefully that answered your question, Jack, about the illegal game making stuff. Also, you can't use like pirated software and that kind of stuff, obviously. But that's just obvious knowledge. Right, so those three now match in depth, which is awesome. That's what she said. So hopefully this will make it look pretty cool. Let's put that in the center, see how that looks. And a bit higher. I think that looks a little better. Let's try and get a bit more space from this one. What was that noise? It's kind of hard to see what's going on. Turn on wireframe on. Alright, it's not perfect, but that'll do for now. Just to give us a gist of what's going on. I'm going to scale this one up slightly as well. Scale slightly. And then we will refix those edges. Okay, right, so let me see. You've lost the spider. Yeah, perfect. It is like a giant beehive, isn't it? But the shelves, it's going to be shelves for some stuff. So kind of like what's in the reference here at the top right, you see? So it just holds simple things, little figures or pictures or whatever. You might be there as you think you're off work since they're messing with the rotors next week. Might be there. Might be where? Missed your comment about making games. Sorry, yeah, I must have. What have I missed? So... I'm sorry, I'm completely lost now. Yeah, I've completely lost what you said about games. So could you say it again for me? It seems to have gone. Every now and again my chat seems to die as well, so I think that's great. Basically, I am the scuffed streamer of the relationship. Charlie's got the mega rig for streaming perfectly, and I've got my old computer that I built in 2013 to be future-proof, but not by a decade. So, yeah, that's great. You helped make a few games. Nice. Fantastic. What did you help make? I like the tonguey face. I feel like that's going to be something amazing or quite a few games. I'm very curious now. Please do fill me in. Is this where I find out that I actually know you IRL and I work with you or something daft like that? Because that's happened before. If I could work on any game, past or present, what would it be? That game would be one of the Metal Gear Solid series, probably. I'm a huge Hideo Kojima fan. I like the worlds he creates and how cinematic everything is. So probably Metal Gear Solid 2 or 4. I think 3 is a lot of people's favourites, but 4 is very cinematic and kind of newer gen. And 2 was really kind of creative and interesting to work on. Some super small games, mostly indie. Oh, cool. So what kind of indie stuff have you been working on? Is there anything you can talk about, or any that we might have played or heard of? Yeah, that is true. Yeah, there was a big raid of some of the people from my work came to see Charlie's stream because she mentioned Greg's, and for some reason there's like a Greg's fan club at work, and they all just appeared. So you know, you could be one of them that snuck in. We don't know. Oh, Charlie, you'll be happy to know that the spider's near the window now. He's making his way out, or at least up to the window curtain frame. Right, so yeah, we've got little shelves on the wall above the bed. That is a starting point. You're not one of them. Okay, I'll let you off. If you were, I wouldn't mind. It's nice to see people in it. Alright, so lots of progress today so far. I'm trying to think what we've done actually. So far we added, let's see, we added the monitor speaker blockouts, we added the little speakers, we added the stream deck, we added a little shelf for everything to live on, we added a lower shelf for these guys to live on, we beveled the PC to show you how the bevel mode works, we knocked in the door, we added a record on the frame, we added a second door for the wardrobe, we added some shelves, we added an automaton. Overall, pretty productive day, even though it doesn't really look it. We've made quite a bit of progress. The room definitely needs a Greg's pasta on the table. That'd be good. A little bean and cheese. None of them got released, which sucks, as they all went broke before finishing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's game dev in a nutshell, isn't it? Sometimes you work on something for years and it never sees the light of day. That is part of the process, unfortunately. You know, that'll happen often, but it doesn't happen every time. So just keep going, keep trying. But yeah, what is it you do, Zell? What is it what kind of discipline do you do when it comes to game dev? Very curious. Bean and cheese with Worcester sauce. Okay. Oh, bean and cheese on toast. Ah, okay. I read that as a bean and cheese pasty. It's like, I've never seen you put Worcester sauce on that before. But think about it, that would officially work. You don't do it now. I see. So what did you do then? What sort of discipline was it? Was it like programming or art or music? Or I'm curious. And do you have anything online to show what you've done that you can show? That'd be really nice to see, if possible. Alright, what are we going to make next? So let me see. What I had some ideas in mind for the kind of stuff that I wanted to do. I'm sure I mentioned something before that I've since forgot. Like, I feel like this bottom right section needs something here in the corner, like not a shoe rack, but you know, just something. Let's have a look at our reference. What kind of things are on the floor? Oh, like a little lamp. That'd be cool. We need more light sources. So what kind of little lamp have we got? Some cool shape stuff. Oh, these are nice. I like these. Let's go to our full screen for the reference. There we go. So let me see. We're looking for cool light source on the floor. That's the PC. It's not a light source. That is though. That's pretty funky. That's hanging from the ceiling. That could work maybe. Let me see. This little stand dude. Something like that could work. What are they? Are they like fans? What the hell is that? This is pretty cool. I remember saving this one. This is just a product you can buy, but it's basically like a light bar, and you point it at the wall, and it turns your wall into the light source. So it's like a really nice thing to have. That could be what goes there actually. Let's see. Don't do it anymore. Mostly some of the coding, mostly on bugs and counters. Nice. A million years ago, because it's old, Chris used to teach 3D art at college. I did used to teach 3D art at college and computer game design as well, and it was great fun. Did it for 3 years. I was supposed to be covering for 2 weeks whilst I found a replacement. Turns out I was the replacement. Who knew? I think. Oh, the statue. Yeah, this is just a placeholder till I can get Dino in. Basically, we're going to use this body for Dino, but this is just the one of the models that comes with the software that Dino's going to use to be a VTuber, like to stream as a character. But we're going to replace the head with Dino's head. There is actually a full scene of this figure somewhere, I think. Let me see. Is it in here somewhere? Recent avatar. Yeah, let's have a quick look at this. Yeah, so weirdly, by sheer coincidence, the default head on the stuff looks like I used to look, which is weird. But yeah, this is the outfit that Dino's going to be wearing. So it's pretty cool. Oh crap, I don't want to do that. Nope, nope, nope. Undo. Can we undo that? What did I just do? Oh no. Bring it back. Bring it on back to you. Oh, I don't want the same. Alright, anyway. I don't know what I've just done. I still don't know Blender. But yeah, basically this is what Dino's going to be wearing. This is just the default skin that it comes with. So we're going to make some alterations to it to customize it a bit. And we're going to have a dinosaur head instead of a human head. Because Dino is a Triceratops. A little bit like that. So it's really rough, but you know, that kind of thing. So that'd be pretty cool when we get to do that. I've not animated a character since uni, which I did for one module, and that was a long time ago. So I definitely have forgotten how to do that stuff. Let's go back to the room. So that's who that guy is. You can't see it. Fair enough. I think it's him until Dino's there. An old school arcade machine. Yeah, I was thinking of that before when I saw this. We could have something like that in the corner, but I kind of want to... Like, now that you mentioned a record before, I like that that's there. I think that helps kind of break that section up. And there's also there's a thing in art called the 70-30 rule, or the 80-20 rule, which is a pretty solid thing to do, where you want 80... Say if you're going for the 80-20 version, you want 80% of rest space and then 20% of like detail. The idea being that your eyes got some space to rest so we can appreciate the detail more. Now I realise in this scene it's not really going to work that way because there's a lot of clutter and there's not much space, but we can do it per item maybe. So like this section, for example, we've got like a little bit taken up by the frame, and if we have like a small light or something down here, that'll... Wait, I'm on the wrong screen, aren't I? That one? Yeah. Yeah, so where the hell am I? Yeah, so if we have like a little light or something down here, that will help kind of break that up but not be too intrusive, if that makes sense. You need Chris to get affiliates so we can have channel points. He's definitely having the pro streamer alert. A little record player maybe? Yeah, we could have a little record player. That's a good shout actually. Maybe. And yeah, that's... Yeah. He'll need a record player because I want him to have records. So that could be where that lives. Good. Good call, sir. The question is, where would the speaker and stuff be? Maybe that could be what's over here, like a little unit. Yeah, let's give him a little unit here with some speakers on it. There's any reference for units here? There's some side ones like that. Actually, yeah, that kind of unit would be great if we give him a little four-way. Like, if you imagine just that size, you could have the player on top, and these could be where the records are stored. Perfect, thank you. All right, let's do that then. So. Let's shift right click on here just so I can make the box there. Make a cube. Scale this bad boy down. Like so. Alright, so what we want to do, we're going to grab this and we're going to set the Z to 0. So that's on the floor, which it is not. Awesome. Grand. Let's now move this to 0, so this is on the floor. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright, so yeah. Let's move this face in. I really like Blender. It's definitely taken me a while to get used to it, and I feel like a pensioner trying to learn how to drive. But we're getting somewhere with it. We're starting to make slow but steady progress now, which is great. Because you know, until you do it, you don't get any progress, do you? So... Just got to keep trying. The only way to guarantee failure is by giving up, as I always say. Alright, so we actually want this to be more... I'm gonna give him a little 3x2 grid here. So what I want to do is not that. What the hell did I just do? Okay, what I want to do is this, where I'll give that and then put it there and then do it again. Put it there. Okay. Cool. So now we've got these. what I want to do now is click each of these and inset them. Now, will it do it individually for me? I think if I do it like that, and then I can choose individual. There we go. Fantastic. Now we can, well, I didn't need to deselect it, but now we can click these again, choose extrude, and then send it on backwards like that. Now he's got a little shelf space for the record player on top and the records to go in the boxes. They're all massive right now. I do not like the scale of them. I'm going to undo that. Undo the inset. Let's make it a little inset like that. Keep it individual, yep, and then extrude inwards. Cool, yeah, so right now that's too big, but that's okay. Because we can make adjustments to it, can't we? Right, and we're going. With the old school big horn speaker. What, you mean like a bloody gramophone? I don't think he's going to have a gramophone. But he'll have a record player, that's fine. How dare you set me to 0? Oh yeah, of course, Zed. Very clever, Zell. It's going to be a virtual version of changing rooms. The programs that I'm Lowell and Bowen. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. Zell's making toast. Nice. Butter and Marmite. We have a tin of pineapple downstairs. I might have some pineapple and toast. See how that looks. I've never had pineapple and toast before, but you know, there's a first time for everything, and I would be more than willing to try it. Let's see. Oh god damn it! I keep pressing Maya shortcuts and it keeps hiding everything. Okay. That looks okay for now. I don't know if we're going to keep that, but for now it'll do. So let's get a cheeky little record player on top of there, shall we? Let's find some reference to a record player. Again, I'm going to look at this off stream just for a second because you never know what's going to show up at Google, dear. But then you'll see it in a minute when it's in the reference scene. You'll see it up here. So record players. I reckon because he's a proper music maker, he'll have a nice one. But then again, no, probably pretty simple. Let's go with this one. Something like this, just a simple record player. We'll make that, and he'll need some speakers to go with it, won't he? So we've already got speakers. We've already got speakers in the PC. We'll probably use similar ones to the monitor, and we can record them. So let's try that. Right, what's chat saying now? Why not? Because Marmite's terrible. Well, Marmite's not terrible, but there's a lot better things out there. Don't ruin good pineapple and good toast by combining them. You know what? I'm sure that you can get like pineapple and breadcrumbs somewhere. That's probably a thing, right? Alright, so let's try and quickly make a cheeky little record player before we go for the night. 'Cause it's already 10 to 11. I just realised I need to head off in 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to play COD for a bit and I'll be still listening to chat. No worries, mate. As I say, I'm going to finish in 5 or 10 minutes, so you're not going to miss anything. But have fun playing COD. Enjoy. Hopefully you don't get too battered, but by the sounds of it, you're better than me these days, so enjoy. Right, so we shift right click on there. Now we can create ourselves a cheeky little box. Yeah, I like how quick it is to do things in Blender. Like I said, I just need more experience with it. The more I do in it, the quicker it'll be, the better it'll be for you guys to watch, and the more I will enjoy doing it. Because I really like creating stuff, you know, and I like creating for an audience because it's nice to just interact with people, isn't it? It's nice to have a bit of company outside of just work or whatnot. So yeah, let's keep this up if we can. Plus, just having you guys here is kind of an incentive for me to do this because I kind of feel like I need to, you know. I don't want to let anyone down. So hopefully every Wednesday I'm thinking I can keep this up. But see how we get on with that, shall we? I know last week it was too hot to do it, so I didn't do it. But the week before I was on Wednesday. That was the first time in ages. So we'll see how we get on. Right, this one's got a little like a little notch thing at the bottom. So we'll do that now. Is that extruded in? I think it's extruded inwards. I just found when it comes to extrudes, rather than extrude inwards, it's best to extrude the top bit out. center that and then scale it up a bit. Move it upwards. Okay, and then we can grab this bottom face now. Scale it inwards. Like so. Move that down so that it sits on the top like that. There we go. Now we've got a little base for the record player. And then we can add the platter in the disc. So to do that, I'm actually going to take this from before. And then we just duplicated it. And now I'm going to rotate it and do that. 90. There we go. What kind of angle is that? That is a jaunty boy. Let's just zero this out, shall we? Cool. Alright, now we've moved that over here. Why is it snapping there? That's weird. I said snap there, god damn you. Okay, that'll do. Alright, so the record on the wall is a bit too big, or this record player is a bit too small. I'm going to say a bit of both. Yeah, this record's too big. So let's just scale this down a bit. So it's at 0.17 at the moment. Let's do 0.15. Okay, that's a reasonable size. We can always adjust the player to match it. So let's just adjust this one whilst we remember. 0.15. Okay, nice. No problems there. Let's save before we bugger something up. Let's see what the thing says. Forgot to ask, could Dino have a floppy disk bit on the PC? Feels like it's a bit of an Easter egg that people won't notice, but it'd be cool. That'll do, Pete. That'll do. Rude. Yeah, I guess he could have a floppy disk drive. I'm not sure why he would, but why not? He would not build his computer yet. This is just a box, but yeah, once we do, I guess we could do something like that. Or maybe like a cassette player on the shelf or something. We'll figure out that kind of Easter eggs later on. That's a good idea. I like the idea of audience participation Easter eggs. It's quite cool. Right, so let's get this as one of the last things we do. I'm going to duplicate this to reuse the top part of it. Let me just quickly try and figure out how to keep that. So I want to do a tab and then 3 for the face. Can I extend that? Uh-oh. Let me see. What I want to extend the selection that it's got. In my, I would press Shift and the anchor key, I think, or Control and anchor key. So let me see, what is it in here? Select more. There we go. More. Control numpad plus. Okay, cool. That's why I'm having problems with my scene changes, because I press Control and things on the numpad to switch scenes. Anyway, Control I, delete that. Delete faces. Wait. Yeah. Delete faces. Okay, so now I've got this. Now I want to solidify this, so I'm going to add a solidify modifier. And what this is going to do is it's going to add some kind of thickness to it. Like so. So that way, whatever shape I change this to, it's still going to have some thickness. Now if I grab this edge here and I tell the cursor to go there, that'll be the pivot point that I rotate around. So if I tell it to rotate along this axis, it'll do so, which is cool. So we can do that, and then we can move it down, down, and then snap it to that. There we go, look at that. Snappy little record player. We can do the arm in a sec as well, I guess, if we've got time. Such a 3D wonky Easter egg idea. Didn't work out. Glad to see others have. Yeah, well, you know. Nice to see you back, Zell. Hopefully you've not got an abomination on toast and you've just got something tasty. Okay, so very quickly before we go, I'm going to quickly add a little dirty little cylinder in here. It's going to have 16 sides. It's going to be a lot smaller than that. That's a friggin' ginormo. Let's Let's scale it down in height. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll smooth shade, and then we'll turn on auto smooth so that it's not looking weird as hell. Now this is going to be really rough because, like I said, I've got 5 minutes. I'm trying to do this quite quickly now. Because we'll do proper actual modelling when it comes to it, but for now we just want to represent it. I mean, really, to me this is enough to represent the fact that it's going to be a record player, but let's push the boat out a little bit since we're almost done. So, click here, I'm going to make a box, yet another box. That's right, you believe what you hear, my friends. It is the truth. This box is going to be really simple because it's just going to be the thing that holds the record arm in place. Move over, snap it to that, so it's centered, which it is not. Why is that not centered? You can see him doing it, right? Behave yourself, you buggy. Center. Okay, let's try that. There we go. And then we'll move this upwards. Oh, now I'm feeling the tension, feeling the pressure of running out of time. Alright, so we've got the little block that the arm sits on. We've got the little nozzly arm bit at the end. So now we just need to quickly make the arm, and then we'll be good. So I'm going to grab this. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to grab this. Or am I going to use a curve? I've not used curves yet on this, but you know, for now I'm just going to use this since we've got short on time. Rotate 90 degrees. No, not like that. Okay. R, Z, 90. No. R, X, 90. No. R, Y, 90. There we go. Like a professional. Let's get rid of these negatives. Right, okay, so what's chat saying now? No needle arm? I'm doing the needle arm now. That's the bit I'm doing. Put it in Marmite. That was a great idea. It should have been a ring holder for his dino rings. Rude! Is it as good as the stuff Hank the Bear makes? Because he's a very accomplished chef. I hear he is. He's a short man. Well, I'm not a short man. Right, yes, anyway. Let's get this sorted. 3 minutes, folks. I'm getting flashbacks to the November challenge. I had 2 hours to generate a material every night. That was fun. That was really fun. Difficult, but fun. Okay, one last little bit before we go, and then we're going to grab these guys. We're going to wait, let me set this as active, and then we can grab these guys and rotate them around that point. Okay, I think that'll do for now, almost. Wait, let me just extend it a bit. That's what she should. Like that. Oh my goodness, where's that going? Where are you going, sir? Sir! You're making a scene, sir! Right, there we go. One little cheeky record player for next time. Why is that rotated downwards? Anyway, cheeky little record player for next time. We'll add some speakers and stuff. We'll get some records slotted in there. We've got a goal for next time. That's nice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save looking at that so that I know what we plan to do next time we're here. So, folks, let me just quickly catch up on the Chatteroony. Bless you. Is she going to do another one? Nope. Okay. Right, so, let me see what's chat saying. I'm not Diddy Boy. Jack is not taller, maybe. I don't know. Diddy Boy sounds like a dino song. It might be a dino song at some point. That's a good shout, that. You say lazy, I just say clever. Thanks for the stream. I hope you both have a great night and bless you, Paz. Oh, thank you very much, Charlie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did have a great stream. I enjoyed this. I felt productive. It felt good. It's nice to learn as we go along, and it's nice that you guys are so patient with me. So thank you very much for that. Hopefully I've answered some of the questions that you guys have had today, and if you've got any more, feel free to send them my way on Twitter or whatever, or I'll just save them for next Wednesday. So yes, I think I want to try and do this every Wednesday if I can, maybe even more in between. We'll just see what happens, but I think at least every Wednesday, if I get a chance, I'll try and hold myself accountable enough to get some work done here. So thank you all very much for watching, folks. I appreciate it all. I wonder, is it worth raiding anybody? I don't know how this works. Oh yeah, apparently Charlie's doing a stream on Tuesday about Gamescom, which I'm joining, so that'd be interesting to see. I'm curious about what Gamescom's got going on. Let me just quickly check something. I want to check my Twitch to make sure everything's going okay on there, and I'll see if I can raid someone. Don't know if it's really worth raiding someone, to be fair, because we're going to bed, so it's not like I can really hang around, but let's just see. Raid/name. Alright, thank you. Raid/name. Oh god, I'm hearing myself now. Okay, let me just quickly see who's on who I might know. Oh, my Twitch isn't signed in. Let's see, is Dynasty on? Dynasty is not on. I have to mind really tapping the people that I know. Yeah, it's been great hanging out with you guys. Can I log in? Yeah, I can log in. Alright, hang on a second. We've almost got this, folks. I've got a bloody email. Professional streamer here. Does anybody have anybody who you know who's on who you want to raid? Otherwise, I'm going to try and find somebody who is doing a similar thing. 9, 6. Okay, let me just quickly do my 2-step factor thingy. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice that Charlie's come to support as well. Alright, they're offline. Okay, let me just go see if I can browse somebody doing creative stuff. Let's see, creative. And then we've got, let's see, software game development or art. Smash. No, I think we'll try and find someone doing some art. Let's see, game dev. Okay, I found there's some game dev people here. They're mostly programmers. Let's see if we can find an artist. There's a VTuber artist. Okay, this person. Let's see. Let's have a quick look. What are they developing? Artificial what? Artificial Portland Half-Life inspired puzzle game. I mean, that sounds good to me. Once we get past this ad, I'll quickly unmute a second just to see what they're like. Obviously, we want to be able to be in the same language and all that jazz. Let's have a go.
But it definitely does. And it should be, it should be like behind the door.
Yeah, he seems nice. Alright, cool. Let's go raid this person. This is Simple Game. What a great name. Simple Game Dev. Alright, so, yes. Raid Simple Game Dev. I think that's right. Alright, so thank you very much for staying around, everybody. I really appreciate you all. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Next Wednesday. If that's where you want to be, I'll be right here. And then remember, any more questions, send them on Twitch or Twitter. See you later, guys.